Life is short, and often we find ourselves caught up in the chaos of the everyday, running from one thing to another, constantly busy, but rarely feeling like we're making real progress. There's a sense of rushing, of always being behind, even when we're working hard. Days blur into weeks, and before we know it, entire years have passed, leaving us wondering where the time went. There's an emptiness that can come from this cycle, a feeling that we're wasting precious moments, missing out on what really matters. But it doesn't have to be this way. What if you could step off that never-ending treadmill? What if you could stop feeling like time was slipping through your fingers and instead start living each day with purpose, direction, and focus? This isn't some lofty dream reserved for the lucky few. It's a mindset that anyone can adopt, a philosophy that teaches you how to cut out the clutter and truly embrace life. At its core, this approach is about shifting your perspective. It's about moving from a life of distraction, procrastination, and endless busyness to one of clarity, action, and peace. The beauty of this shift lies in its simplicity. Small, manageable changes that, when practiced consistently, have the power to transform everything. You begin to realize that you don't need to add more to your life to feel fulfilled. Rather, you need to strip away the unnecessary and focus on what truly counts. We live in a world that constantly pulls us in 100 directions at once. We're bombarded with notifications, obligations, and the pressure to keep up with everyone else. It's no wonder we feel overwhelmed. But what if the key to living better wasn't in doing more, but in doing less, more intentionally, with purpose and presence? This is the heart of Stoicism, a philosophy that has stood the test of time because it speaks to something universal in all of us, the desire to live a good life, a life without regret. Stoicism teaches us that life isn't about what happens to us, but how we respond to what happens. In a world that's full of noise and distractions, this philosophy offers a path to focus on what we can control and let go of the rest. It gives us permission to stop worrying about things outside of our influence, allowing us to put our energy into the things that truly matter. It's a practice of reclaiming time, of valuing each moment for the opportunity it presents, rather than wasting it on things that drain our energy and rob us of joy. There's an urgency to this mindset. Each moment that passes is one we can never get back. This isn't meant to instill fear or anxiety, but rather to remind us of the value of every single day. We don't have endless time to waste. Every decision we make, every action we take, brings us closer to either fulfillment or frustration. The question is, which path are we on? And more importantly, how can we shift towards the life we truly want to live? Taking control of our lives begins with understanding what's within our control, our actions, our thoughts, our attitudes. We can't control other people or external events, but we can always control how we respond. This is the foundation of living wisely and purposefully. When we stop wasting time on things outside of our control, we free up mental and emotional space to focus on our goals, our relationships, and our growth. It's like clearing the clutter from a messy room. You suddenly see what was there all along, waiting for your attention. By embracing these principles, you begin to live with a sense of calm, even in the midst of chaos. You stop being reactive, jumping from one crisis to the next, and start acting with intention. There's a profound power in this. When you learn to slow down and focus on what truly matters, the quality of your life improves dramatically. You become more present in your conversations, more effective in your work, and more fulfilled in your personal life. You stop wasting time on the trivial and start investing in what brings you closer to the life you want. This shift in mindset doesn't happen overnight, but with practice, it becomes second nature. You start by mastering your daily routine, focusing on small, practical changes that have a big impact over time. You develop habits that keep you on track, removing distractions and resisting the urge to procrastinate. You learn to overcome mental blocks that hold you back, reframing challenges as opportunities to grow. As you progress, you start to see time differently. No longer something to be filled or killed, time becomes your most valuable asset. You learn to guard it fiercely, not letting anyone or anything steal it from you. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and instead take action now, knowing that every day you wait is a day you can never get back. Your environment changes too. You begin to clear out the clutter, both physically and mentally. You create spaces that help you focus and stay calm, and you surround yourself with people who uplift and support your journey. You realize that your surroundings have a huge impact on your mindset, and you take control of what you allow into your life. But perhaps most importantly, you cultivate inner peace. This doesn't mean avoiding challenges or difficult emotions, but rather learning how to navigate them with grace and resilience. You stop being ruled by your emotions and start using them to guide you toward growth. Anger, fear, and frustration no longer control your actions. Instead, they become signals, pointing you toward areas where you need to learn and improve. This journey requires discipline and self-awareness, but the rewards are immense. You become someone who moves through life with purpose and clarity, no longer weighed down by distractions or negativity. You reclaim control over your time, your mind, and your energy. You become the kind of person who values every moment, who doesn't waste time on trivial pursuits, but instead focuses on what truly matters. The path ahead is one of self-mastery. It's about recognizing that every day is an opportunity to live better, to cut out what doesn't serve you, and to focus on what does. You start small, with daily habits that keep you grounded and focused, and over time, these small changes add up to a life that's rich with purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. There's no room for excuses on this path. Life is happening right now, whether you're ready or not. The question is, are you willing to take the steps to stop wasting your life and start living it to the fullest? The power is in your hands. Every decision you make today shapes the future you'll experience tomorrow. So why wait any longer? Take control. Live with intention. Stop wasting time on what doesn't matter and start focusing on what does. This journey is yours to begin, and the results will be nothing short of life-changing. The time to act is now, because once today is gone, it's gone forever. Every morning holds the potential to shape the rest of your day, yet too often we squander these first precious moments in ways that set us up for stress, distraction, and dissatisfaction. You might not even realize how the smallest habits can either elevate or deplete your energy and focus. What if, instead of starting your day in a haze of complaints or rushing through distractions, you could embrace a routine that fills you with clarity, purpose, and peace? There's power in the way we choose to begin our day, and it's time to unlock that power. The moment your eyes open, your mind starts to frame the day ahead. Choosing not to complain from the very first second isn't about ignoring life's challenges, but rather about acknowledging that how you react to those challenges is entirely within your control. Complaints anchor you in negativity, weighing you down before the day even begins. Instead, take a moment to breathe and express gratitude. Focus on what's working, on the simple privilege of waking up. By starting with gratitude, you shift your mindset toward positivity and strength, setting a solid foundation for everything that follows. As the day begins, there's a temptation to immediately reach for your phone, checking emails, scrolling through social media, or reacting to notifications. This habit throws you into a reactive mode, allowing external inputs to dictate your mood and direction. By avoiding distractions first thing in the morning, you give yourself the mental space to focus on what truly matters. The morning hours are sacred, a time when your mind is clearest and most capable of deep thought. Protect that clarity. Instead of diving into the noise of the world, start with intention and purpose, creating the day on your terms. Multitasking, though it may seem productive, is a trap that divides your attention and lowers the quality of your work. The mind works best when it's focused on a single task at a time. When you jump between tasks, you dilute your energy and prolong everything. By choosing to monotask, you immerse yourself fully in one activity, experiencing the satisfaction that comes with deep concentration. The more you practice this, the more efficient and fulfilled you'll feel, making each moment count. One powerful strategy for structuring your day is the one-page principle. Instead of overloading yourself with an endless list of things to do, condense your focus into one clear, concise page of tasks. This method forces you to prioritize what truly matters and lets you tackle the day with a sense of purpose. When your mind isn't cluttered by dozens of distractions, you work with clarity, knowing exactly where your energy should go. Every task you check off that list gives you a sense of progress without the overwhelm. Silence is a rare commodity in today's world, but it's one of the most powerful tools for cultivating mental efficiency. Start your morning with just 10 minutes of silence. In that space, your mind can settle, your thoughts can clear, and you can prepare yourself for the day ahead. This practice isn't just about relaxation, it's about sharpening your mental tools before you face the challenges of the day. When you begin from a place of calm, you carry that stillness with you, allowing you to navigate the day with greater focus and ease. When you train yourself to wake up with gratitude, limit distractions, and focus on single tasks, you create a routine that not only maximizes your time, but also maximizes your potential. It becomes easier to flow through your day without feeling overwhelmed. Your mind becomes like a well-oiled machine, working with precision and purpose, rather than being scattered and drained. With each passing day, these habits build upon one another, transforming the way you experience your life. Over time, you'll notice that starting your day without complaints feels natural, almost effortless. Gratitude becomes your default mode, and your mind, once prone to dwelling on problems, becomes more attuned to solutions. The mental fog lifts as you begin to appreciate the simple things, from the warmth of your bed to the opportunity to create something meaningful each day. You no longer take the morning for granted, realizing that each new day is a chance to reset and refocus. Limiting exposure to distractions not only sharpens your focus, but also gives you back a sense of control over your life. You're no longer at the mercy of every notification that flashes on your screen. Instead, you decide what deserves your attention. With fewer distractions, you find that you have more mental energy to devote to the things that truly matter: your goals, your relationships, your passions. In this space, your productivity flourishes because your mind is free to concentrate on the tasks at hand. The art of monotasking teaches you the beauty of fully immersing yourself in the present moment. It allows you to experience a sense of flow where time seems to disappear and you're completely engaged in your work. This not only improves the quality of what you're doing, but also brings a deeper sense of satisfaction. The scattered feeling that comes with juggling multiple things at once fades away, replaced by a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're doing your best, one thing at a time. Writing down only one page of tasks may seem too simple at first, but it's in this simplicity that its power lies. By focusing only on what's essential, you eliminate the anxiety that comes with trying to do too much. You no longer waste time wondering what to tackle next or feeling defeated by an unmanageable to-do list. Instead, You move through your day with purpose and intention, making steady progress without the pressure of unnecessary tasks weighing you down. Silence, though often overlooked, becomes a sanctuary where your mind can rest and recharge. These few moments of quiet each morning allow you to check in with yourself before the world makes its demands. It's a time for reflection, for mental clarity, and for setting your intention for the day ahead. As you cultivate this habit, you'll find that it brings a calm focus to everything you do, helping you to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. As you refine your daily routine, you'll notice that you're not just managing your time more effectively, you're mastering your mindset. You no longer feel like a victim of your circumstances, constantly reacting to whatever comes your way. Instead, you approach each day with a sense of calm control, knowing that you're directing your energy where it counts. Your mornings become the foundation for a more productive, peaceful life. This newfound sense of control over your time extends beyond the morning hours. You'll find that when you start your day with intention, the rest of the day falls into place more easily. You're less likely to be derailed by unexpected challenges because you've already trained your mind to focus on what's important. Each task feels more manageable, and you move through your day with a sense of purpose and direction that wasn't there before. Overcoming the urge to complain, limit distractions, and focus on single tasks may seem like small shifts, but their impact is profound. These habits help you cultivate a mindset of mindfulness and presence, which in turn makes everything you do more meaningful. The more you practice, the more natural these habits become, and soon you'll find that you're no longer wasting time on things that don't matter. With every morning that you spend in gratitude, every task you complete with full focus, and every moment of silence you embrace, you're slowly transforming your life. You're moving away from a life of distractions, procrastination, and regret, and stepping into a life of clarity, purpose, and peace. The changes may seem small at first, but over time, they build into something extraordinary. You'll find that you're no longer caught in the endless cycle of busyness without progress. Each day brings with it a sense of achievement, not because you're doing more, but because you're doing what matters. The clutter in your mind and your life begins to clear, and in its place, you find a deeper sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. This journey of mastering your daily routine is not about perfection, it's about progress. Every day, you have the opportunity to practice these habits and grow a little closer to the life you want to live. It's a gradual process, but with each passing day, you'll notice the difference. You'll start to feel more in control of your time, more at peace with yourself, and more connected to the things that truly matter. In this process, you learn that mastery isn't about rigid discipline or force. It's about gently guiding yourself toward the habits and actions that serve you best. It's about recognizing the value of each moment and choosing to spend it wisely. As you continue to refine your routine, you'll see that the benefits extend far beyond productivity. They touch every aspect of your life. This is how you stop wasting your life, not by adding more to your plate, but by focusing on what truly counts. As you embrace this way of living, you'll find that time no longer feels like something that's slipping away. Instead, it becomes something you're using intentionally, with purpose and meaning. Each day becomes a step forward, and with each step, you're creating a life that's rich in fulfillment and free from wasted moments. This approach isn't about working harder or longer. It's about working smarter, with a clear mind and focused energy. You learn to value your time as the precious resource it is, and in doing so, you unlock the potential to live a life that's not just productive, but truly fulfilling. This is the power of mastering your daily routine, and with every day that passes, you're moving closer to the life you've always wanted. As you start mastering your daily routine, you'll notice the changes in how you approach each day, calmer, more focused, and intentional. But real growth doesn't just come from organizing your external life. The deeper work lies in breaking down the mental barriers that hold you back. These invisible walls, the doubts, fears, and unrealistic expectations, are often what keep you from reaching your true potential. What if you could confront those blocks and transform them into opportunities for growth? It's time to go deeper and tackle what's happening within your mind, because real mastery begins there. Challenges aren't setbacks, they're stepping stones. Every time you encounter an obstacle, you're presented with a choice: to feel defeated or to learn from it. Shifting your perspective from frustration to curiosity turns problems into possibilities. The truth is, obstacles reveal where you can grow the most. When you reframe them as opportunities to learn, you gain the upper hand. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you start asking, "What can I learn from this?" Each challenge becomes less about the discomfort it brings and more about the wisdom it offers. The amount of information we consume every day is staggering. News, social media, endless scrolling. It's a constant flood that can overwhelm the mind and blur our focus. To counter this, practice intellectual fasting by deliberately reducing the intake of information. Just as your body benefits from physical fasting, your mind needs space to process and clear out unnecessary clutter. By limiting the information you take in, you allow your brain to focus more deeply on what truly matters. This mental space creates clarity, improves decision-making, and sharpens your ability to think critically. One of the biggest sources of frustration in life is the expectation that things should be fair. This belief sets you up for disappointment. The world doesn't operate on a principle of fairness, and the Stoics knew this well. Instead of clinging to the idea that life should treat you equally, let go of that notion. Focus on how you respond to life's events rather than expecting them to unfold in your favor. The less time you waste hoping for fairness, the more time you spend building resilience. Fairness isn't guaranteed, but your strength in facing life's inequities is entirely in your control. Temporary discomfort is often seen as something to avoid, but it's one of the most powerful tools for personal growth. By deliberately placing yourself in situations of discomfort, whether it's a difficult conversation, physical exertion, or tackling a challenging project, you stretch your mental limits. These moments of discomfort are where real change happens. Over time, you build mental toughness, which prepares you for the bigger challenges life throws your way. Growth is rarely comfortable, but it is always worth it. The temptation to make drastic changes can be overwhelming. You might feel the urge to overhaul your life all at once, but this approach often leads to burnout and disappointment. Instead, commit to micro-improvement, the practice of making small, manageable changes each day. These tiny shifts may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they compound into significant transformation. Whether it's learning one new skill or improving a small habit, focus on progress rather than perfection. Consistency is key, and even the smallest improvements add up to monumental results. As you begin to see obstacles as learning opportunities, your mindset will shift from one of frustration to one of resilience. This doesn't mean the challenges become easier, it means you become stronger. The more you embrace this mindset, the more you realize that the biggest breakthroughs in life often come from the most difficult experiences. When you stop fearing challenges and start welcoming them, you unlock a new level of personal power. When you practice intellectual fasting, you create space in your mind for deeper reflection. Without the constant barrage of distractions, you can focus more on creative thinking and problem solving. This mental clarity is like clearing away the fog. Suddenly, things that once seemed overwhelming are now manageable. You're no longer just reacting to the world around you. You're intentionally choosing what deserves your attention. The mental freedom this brings allows you to focus more on growth and less on distractions. Letting go of the need for fairness allows you to stop wasting emotional energy on things outside your control. Life isn't fair, but that doesn't mean you're powerless. By focusing on what you can control, your reactions, your choices, you take back your agency. This shift in perspective allows you to move through life with greater peace and less frustration. You no longer expect the world to give you what you think you deserve. Instead, you create your own path forward. Seeking out temporary discomfort is not about self-punishment. It's about building resilience. Each time you push yourself outside of your comfort zone, you expand your capacity to handle stress and challenge. These moments of discomfort make you mentally tougher and better equipped to deal with whatever life throws your way. Over time, the discomfort becomes less intimidating, and you start to seek out these opportunities for growth rather than avoiding them. Micro-improvement might seem like a slow path, but it's incredibly powerful. The key is to remain consistent. Each small change builds upon the last, creating momentum that carries you forward. Whether it's improving your communication, learning a new skill, or fine-tuning a habit, these tiny changes add up over time. The beauty of this approach is that it's sustainable. You're not overwhelming yourself with massive changes. Instead, you're building a foundation for long-term success. When you start to view obstacles as a natural part of life, you free yourself from the victim mindset. Instead of feeling like life is happening to you, you begin to feel like you're in control of your growth. Each challenge becomes a stepping stone, a chance to rise above your circumstances. This shift in mindset allows you to approach life with a sense of empowerment, knowing that every difficulty is an opportunity for growth. Intellectual fasting helps you realize how much of your mental energy is wasted on things that don't matter. By cutting down on unnecessary information, you can focus more on what truly aligns with your goals. This practice creates space for deeper thinking, more creativity, and better decision-making. You begin to understand that your mind is not a dumping ground for random information, but a powerful tool that can be sharpened with focus and intention. The concept of fairness can be a trap that keeps you stuck in a cycle of frustration and disappointment. When you let go of the expectation that life will be fair, you open yourself up to a new kind of freedom. This doesn't mean you become indifferent to injustice. It means you stop wasting time on things you can't control. Instead, you focus on your responses, which are always within your power. This mindset shift allows you to live with greater peace and less bitterness. Seeking out discomfort on purpose teaches you how to handle the unexpected. Life is full of uncomfortable situations, whether it's a difficult conversation, a setback at work, or a personal challenge. By intentionally embracing small doses of discomfort, you prepare yourself for the bigger challenges that come your way. You learn that discomfort isn't something to be feared. It's something to be used as a tool for growth. Micro-improvement is a game changer because it takes the pressure off of needing to make massive changes all at once. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the big picture, you focus on the small, manageable steps that lead to long-term success. This approach keeps you moving forward without burning out, and over time, those small steps create lasting transformation. As you continue to reframe obstacles as learning opportunities, you'll notice that your confidence grows. You no longer shy away from challenges, but instead, you face them head-on, knowing that they're helping you grow stronger. This shift in mindset gives you the resilience to keep moving forward, even when the path ahead seems difficult. With intellectual fasting, you start to value quality over quantity when it comes to the information you consume. Instead of trying to absorb everything, you become more selective, choosing to focus only on what truly serves your goals. This allows you to cut through the noise and focus on what matters most, giving you more mental space for creativity, growth, and reflection. Letting go of fairness doesn't mean you stop caring about justice. It means you stop expecting the world to cater to your sense of what's right. Instead, you focus on what you can control: your actions, your responses, and your ability to grow from every situation. This mindset frees you from the constant frustration of feeling like life owes you something, and instead, you take ownership of your own growth. The practice of embracing temporary discomfort builds mental toughness over time. Each time you intentionally face discomfort, you expand your capacity to handle stress and adversity. These small acts of bravery prepare you for the bigger challenges that life inevitably throws your way, making you more resilient and adaptable in the face of uncertainty. Micro-improvement allows you to create sustainable change without feeling overwhelmed. By focusing on one small thing at a time, you build momentum that carries you forward. This approach keeps you moving in the right direction, even when progress seems slow. Over time, those small improvements add up to significant growth and transformation. As you continue to practice reframing obstacles as learning opportunities, you begin to see challenges as necessary parts of your journey. They're not detours or setbacks, they're the path to growth. This mindset shift gives you the courage to face whatever comes your way, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity to become stronger and wiser. By practicing intellectual fasting, you learn to protect your mental energy from unnecessary distractions. You stop allowing external inputs to dictate your thoughts and instead focus on what truly matters. This practice helps you regain control over your mind, allowing you to direct your energy toward growth, creativity, and personal development. Letting go of fairness means accepting that life isn't always just, but that doesn't mean you're powerless. By focusing on your actions and responses, you reclaim your power. This mindset frees you from the bitterness that comes with expecting life to be fair, allowing you to move through the world with greater peace and resilience. By embracing temporary discomfort, you prepare yourself for the unexpected. Life will always present challenges, but when you've trained yourself to face discomfort head-on, those challenges no longer seem as overwhelming. You've built the mental toughness necessary to handle whatever comes your way with grace and strength. Micro-improvement is the key to long-term success. By focusing on small, manageable changes, you create a foundation for growth that lasts. This approach keeps you moving forward without burning out, allowing you to create lasting change in your life without feeling overwhelmed by the process. As you continue to reframe obstacles as opportunities, you'll find that you're no longer afraid of challenges. Instead, you welcome them as opportunities to grow and learn. This mindset shift gives you the resilience to keep moving forward, no matter what life throws your way. As you work through overcoming mental blocks, you'll notice that your mindset has shifted, and challenges that once seemed insurmountable now feel like opportunities for growth. But the journey doesn't stop there. One of the most important aspects of Stoic wisdom is learning to shift your perspective on time. Time is your most precious resource, and yet it's so easy to let it slip away through distractions, indecision, or waiting for the right moment. What if, instead of waiting or hesitating, you started treating every minute like a valuable asset? This is the next step in creating a life free from wasted moments. Time is the one thing you can never get back. It's finite, and every second that passes is a second you can never reclaim. When you start viewing time as your only real currency, everything changes. Each minute becomes a decision. How will you spend it? This mindset pushes you to use your time wisely, to focus on what matters most, and to stop wasting it on trivial pursuits. It also forces you to ask yourself hard questions. Am I spending my time on things that bring value to my life, Am I investing in my growth, or am I letting time pass me by? These reflections shape how you approach each day. One way to deepen this understanding is by calculating the value of every hour. Start by asking yourself, what is an hour of my life truly worth? When you attach value to your time, you become more intentional about how you spend it. Every activity gets weighed against its cost. Does this bring me closer to my goals, or is it draining my precious time? By treating every hour as a resource, you shift from a mindset of endless time to one of scarcity, which pushes you to be more focused and efficient in your daily activities. This simple shift can dramatically increase your productivity and sense of purpose. Waiting for the perfect conditions is one of the greatest time wasters. Perfection is a myth, and the sooner you stop waiting for it, the more time you will save. Conditions will never be flawless, and waiting for the right moment only delays action. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that once everything aligns, then you'll finally make your move. But life rarely works that way. The truth is, most progress is made by taking action in imperfect circumstances. The longer you wait for everything to be just right, the more opportunities you miss. Start now, despite the imperfections, and you'll be amazed at how far you can go. Decisions are a huge part of how you spend your time, and when you take too long to make them, you're wasting precious minutes. Overthinking leads to paralysis, where you become stuck, unable to move forward. By setting time limits for decision-making, you force yourself to act. Giving yourself a deadline eliminates the endless cycle of weighing options and second-guessing yourself. You start to trust your instincts more, knowing that once a decision is made, you can adjust course if needed. This habit frees up mental energy and time, allowing you to move through life with more agility. Conversations, though valuable, can often drag on unnecessarily, taking up more time than they should. Setting boundaries for discussions ensures that you don't get stuck in unproductive loops. When you limit the length of conversations, especially those that have the potential to go off track, you keep your focus sharp and avoid wasting time on repeated or irrelevant points. This doesn't mean cutting people off or being abrupt, but rather guiding conversations with purpose. You can wrap things up before they become repetitive, allowing both you and the other person to move on with clarity. Time is a resource that once spent can never be earned back. Treating it as your most valuable currency changes the way you interact with the world. Every decision, every action is weighed against the time it costs you. This mindset doesn't just increase your productivity, it also brings more meaning to your life. When you value your time, you stop filling it with things that don't matter. You make space for what truly does. This shift allows you to experience life more fully because you're no longer caught up in the noise of distractions or wasting time on things that don't serve your higher purpose. When you calculate the value of every hour, you start to see how much time is wasted on activities that don't bring value. Social media, mindless television, or even endless small tasks can drain hours without you realizing it. Once you understand the worth of your time, you become more mindful of how you allocate it. You start to choose activities that either bring you joy, help you grow, or move you closer to your goals. This shift in mindset helps you cut out the unnecessary and focus only on what truly matters. The idea of waiting for the perfect moment is comforting but deceptive. It gives you a reason to delay action, to put off taking risks or making decisions. But perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it only leads to missed opportunities. The key is to act, even when the conditions aren't ideal. By starting now, in the midst of imperfection, you gain momentum. Action creates its own energy and leads to progress, whereas waiting keeps you stagnant. The more you embrace this, the more you'll see that progress, even when it's messy, is always better than standing still. By setting time limits for decision-making, you reduce the mental clutter that comes with endless deliberation. Decisions don't need to be agonizing or drawn out. When you give yourself a time limit, you're forced to make choices based on the information you have, rather than waiting for perfect certainty. This approach not only saves time, but also helps build confidence in your decision-making abilities. You start to trust your judgment more, and as a result, you become more decisive, cutting through the noise and moving forward more quickly. Conversations can be incredibly valuable, but they can also become time traps if not managed properly. By creating time boundaries, you ensure that discussions stay productive and focused. This doesn't mean rushing through important conversations, but being mindful of when they've run their course. When you limit the length of discussions, you keep your energy and attention sharp, avoiding the mental drain that comes from endless, circular conversations. It's about being intentional with your words and your time, ensuring that both are used wisely. Every second that passes is a second you'll never get back. This understanding pushes you to be more intentional with how you spend your time. When you treat time as a currency, you start to invest it in things that bring true value to your life. You stop wasting time on trivial matters and start focusing on what brings you closer to your goals. This shift in perspective creates a sense of urgency, not out of panic, but out of a desire to live more fully and purposefully. When you calculate the value of your time, you become more protective of it. You no longer let others or distractions steal it from you. Every hour becomes an opportunity to do something meaningful, whether it's working on a project, spending time with loved ones, or simply resting. This practice helps you create a life that's balanced and intentional. You stop letting time slip away unnoticed and start using it in ways that align with your values. The illusion of perfect timing is one of the biggest barriers to progress. Waiting for ideal conditions is often just a way to avoid taking action. But life rarely offers the perfect moment, and the longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss. The key is to start now, with whatever resources and circumstances you have. By acting in the present, you create your own momentum, and the path forward becomes clearer as you go. Progress is made not by waiting, but by doing. Setting time limits for decision-making helps you avoid the trap of overthinking. When you give yourself a deadline, you're forced to make a choice and move forward. This practice builds confidence and prevents analysis paralysis, where you become so focused on making the perfect decision that you end up making none at all. By trusting yourself to make timely decisions, you free up mental energy and create more space for action and progress. Conversations, while valuable, can sometimes drag on and become repetitive. By setting time boundaries, you ensure that discussions remain focused and productive. This approach helps you avoid wasting time on circular arguments or unnecessary small talk. It's not about cutting people off, but about managing your time and energy wisely. By keeping conversations purposeful, you free up more time for the things that truly matter. When you view time as your most precious resource, you begin to structure your life around what truly matters. You no longer waste it on things that don't align with your values or bring you closer to your goals. This shift in mindset brings a new level of clarity and focus to your life. You become more intentional with every hour, and as a result, you create a life that's rich with purpose and meaning. Calculating the value of your time changes the way you approach your daily activities. You become more mindful of how much time you're spending on tasks and whether they're worth it. This practice helps you cut out unnecessary distractions and focus on what truly matters. Every hour becomes an opportunity to invest in something meaningful, and you stop wasting time on things that don't bring value to your life. Waiting for the perfect moment often leads to endless procrastination. Perfection is an illusion, and the longer you wait, the more time you waste. The key to progress is to take action now, even when conditions aren't perfect. By starting where you are, with what you have, you create momentum. You learn and grow as you go, rather than waiting for everything to be just right. This approach helps you make progress faster and more effectively. Setting time limits for decision-making helps you avoid the trap of overthinking and indecision. When you give yourself a deadline, you're forced to make a choice and move forward. This practice builds confidence in your ability to make decisions and prevents you from getting stuck in analysis paralysis. By making timely decisions, you free up mental energy for action and progress. Conversations can be valuable, but they can also become time wasters if not managed properly. By setting boundaries for discussions, you ensure that they stay focused and productive. This helps you avoid wasting time on repetitive or unproductive conversations and allows you to spend more time on what truly matters. Having reshaped how you view and spend your time, it's now important to focus on another crucial area of your life: your environment. The spaces where you live and work deeply affect your mindset, your productivity, and your overall well-being. If time is your most precious currency, then the environment in which you spend that time must be optimized for growth, clarity, and focus. Our surroundings either support our goals or hold us back. It's time to take control of your environment and align it with your purpose. How you organize and structure your space has a direct influence on how you think, feel, and act every day. The space where you work should inspire focus, not distract you. Clutter in your workspace creates mental clutter, making it harder to concentrate and be productive. When you clear your workspace of unnecessary items, you create room for clearer thoughts and better output. Minimalism in your environment means that every object has a purpose and nothing is there just to fill space. The fewer distractions you have, the more mental energy you have to devote to what truly matters. This shift in focus makes it easier to stay engaged in your work, helping you complete tasks more efficiently. Nature offers a natural reset button for your mind and body. Spending at least 10 minutes outside each day can help you recalibrate your energy and bring a sense of calm. Nature has a way of clearing mental fog and renewing focus. Whether it's a walk through the park, sitting by a river, or even stepping outside to breathe fresh air, these moments of connection with nature help to ground you. It's a simple but powerful tool for restoring balance and clarity. The peace found in nature is a reminder of the simplicity we often overlook in our fast-paced lives. The people you surround yourself with play a huge role in shaping your mental and emotional environment. Just as you would declutter a messy room, you need to declutter your social circle. Negative, unproductive, or toxic people drain your energy and distract you from your goals. It's important to distance yourself from those who don't support your growth. Surround yourself with individuals who challenge and inspire you, people who lift you up rather than bring you down. A supportive, positive social circle acts like fuel, pushing you forward in your personal journey. Your home should be treated as a sacred space. It's more than just a place to sleep or store your belongings. It's a reflection of your mind. When your home is cluttered, it mirrors a cluttered mental state. By clearing unnecessary items and organizing your living space, you create an atmosphere of calm and clarity. This doesn't mean you need a picture-perfect home, but rather a space where everything serves a purpose and brings you peace. A well-organized home supports mental focus and emotional well-being, allowing you to recharge and be more productive in all areas of life. Peaceful surroundings are essential for maintaining inner calm. Noise, overstimulation, and chaotic environments make it difficult to think clearly and stay focused. By prioritizing quiet spaces, you give your mind the opportunity to rest and recover. Whether it's finding a quiet room to work in, creating a peaceful corner for reflection, or simply turning off unnecessary noise. Quietness nurtures mental clarity. In a world full of distractions, quiet environments become your refuge, helping you center your thoughts and maintain balance. This silence fuels creativity and provides the mental space needed to process thoughts and solve problems. Creating a minimalist workspace not only declutters your physical environment, but also clears your mind of distractions. When everything you need is within reach and organized, you're able to focus more easily. You won't waste time searching for misplaced items or feel overwhelmed by the chaos around you. Minimalism in your workspace is about intentionality, keeping only what serves you and removing what doesn't. This clarity in your surroundings leads to clarity in your work, allowing you to achieve more with less effort. The time spent in nature offers more than just a break from the day. It provides a mental refresh that nothing else can match. Nature has a way of grounding us, of reminding us of simplicity and balance. It restores mental clarity, making it easier to return to tasks with a clear mind and renewed focus. The sights, sounds, and smells of nature work together to calm the nervous system and reduce stress. Spending time outside, even for a few minutes, recharges your mental batteries and helps you stay more balanced throughout the day. Just as you clear physical clutter, it's essential to remove emotional and social clutter from your life. Toxic relationships take up mental and emotional space, leaving less room for positive connections and growth. When you distance yourself from people who drain your energy, you create space for those who truly support and uplift you. Your social circle should be filled with people who challenge you to grow, who bring positivity and encouragement. This isn't about cutting people off unnecessarily, but about recognizing who adds value to your life and who takes it away. Your home is your sanctuary, and treating it as such allows you to create an environment that promotes peace and relaxation. A cluttered home creates a cluttered mind. By organizing your living space, you create a reflection of the mental state you want to cultivate, one of clarity, peace, and purpose. This doesn't mean you need to live in a minimalist showpiece, but it does mean being mindful of what you allow into your space. Every item should serve a purpose, whether functional or emotional, and contribute to your overall well-being. Quiet environments are a powerful tool for promoting mental clarity and emotional balance. Noise and overstimulation can leave you feeling frazzled, unable to focus or relax. Prioritizing quiet spaces in your life allows you to disconnect from the chaos and find peace. Whether it's through silence at home, in nature, or in designated workspaces, quietness gives your mind the space to think clearly and creatively. In a world that never stops buzzing, creating moments of quiet is essential for maintaining focus and inner peace. By optimizing your workspace for minimalism, you not only make it easier to work, but also improve the quality of your work. A clear, organized space reduces distractions, allowing you to focus more fully on the task at hand. You'll find that tasks get done more quickly and with better results when you're not constantly interrupted by clutter or searching for lost items. This simple change creates a ripple effect in your life, as increased productivity leads to a sense of accomplishment, which in turn fuels further motivation and success. Time spent in nature offers more than just a mental break. It's a powerful tool for reducing stress and increasing focus. Nature has a unique ability to reset the mind, helping you feel more grounded and connected. Whether it's a daily walk, a few minutes of fresh air, or simply sitting by a window and observing the outdoors, nature has a calming effect that makes it easier to return to your tasks with fresh energy and focus. This connection to nature helps you stay balanced, even on the busiest of days. The people you choose to spend time with have a profound impact on your mental and emotional well-being. Surrounding yourself with supportive, positive individuals helps you stay focused on your goals and encourages personal growth. Toxic relationships, on the other hand, drain your energy and distract you from what matters most. By decluttering your social circle, you create space for more meaningful connections that support your growth. It's not about cutting people out of your life entirely, but rather about being mindful of who contributes positively and who doesn't. Your home is more than just a place to live. It's a reflection of your mental state. When your home is cluttered, it can create feelings of stress and overwhelm. By organizing your space and keeping only what serves you, you create an environment that promotes calm and clarity. This allows you to recharge after a long day and return to your tasks with renewed focus. A well-organized home supports your mental health and overall well-being, making it easier to stay productive and peaceful. Quiet environments offer a sanctuary from the noise and chaos of everyday life. When you prioritize quiet spaces, you give your mind the chance to rest and recover. Whether it's through moments of silence in your home, a peaceful walk in nature, or simply turning off unnecessary noise, these quiet moments allow you to recharge mentally. Quiet environments help you think more clearly, solve problems more creatively, and stay focused on what truly matters. In a world full of distractions, quietness becomes a powerful tool for maintaining inner balance. Optimizing your workspace for minimalism doesn't just improve productivity, it also creates a sense of calm and focus. When your environment is clear and organized, your mind can focus more easily on the task at hand. You're no longer distracted by clutter or searching for lost items. Instead, you can fully immerse yourself in your work, knowing that everything you need is within reach. This sense of order and simplicity leads to better work and a more satisfying workday. Nature has an incredible ability to reset your mental state and provide clarity. When you spend time outdoors, you reconnect with simplicity and balance, which helps you clear mental clutter and refocus on what's important. Nature offers a sense of peace that's difficult to find elsewhere, and it's a powerful tool for reducing stress and increasing focus. By incorporating time in nature into your daily routine, you can stay grounded and balanced, even on the busiest days. Decluttering your social circle is an essential part of maintaining mental and emotional well-being. Negative, toxic, or unproductive relationships take up space in your life, leaving less room for positive connections. By distancing yourself from those who don't support your growth, you create space for people who inspire and uplift you. Your social environment should be one that nurtures your personal growth and encourages you to become the best version of yourself. It's not about cutting people off, but about being intentional about who you allow into your inner circle. Your home is your sanctuary, and treating it as such allows you to create an environment that supports your mental and emotional well-being. A cluttered home can create feelings of stress and overwhelm, while an organized, purposeful space promotes calm and clarity. By keeping only what serves you and organizing your space in a way that brings peace, you create a reflection of the mental state you want to cultivate. A well-organized home is more than just a clean space. It's a foundation for a more focused and productive life. Quiet environments are essential for maintaining mental clarity and inner peace. In a world full of noise and distractions, finding moments of quiet allows you to rest and recharge. Whether it's through moments of silence at home, time spent in nature, or simply turning off unnecessary noise, quietness helps you center yourself and stay focused on what truly matters. These moments of peace allow you to think more clearly and approach life with greater calm and balance. A minimalist workspace reduces mental clutter and improves focus, making it easier to stay productive throughout the day. When your environment is clear and organized, you're able to concentrate more fully on your tasks. This leads to better results and a more satisfying work experience. The simplicity of a minimalist workspace creates a sense of calm and order, which helps you stay focused and motivated. As you've now transformed your environment into a place of clarity and peace, the next frontier lies within yourself. Creating external order is a crucial step, but the true journey to peace begins by cultivating it internally. The more calm and focused your mind, the more powerful your actions become. In today's world, filled with distractions, opinions, and endless noise, finding true inner peace feels elusive. But it's not impossible. It's a practice, a commitment to focus on what nourishes your soul and ignore what drains it. True peace is not about escaping the chaos. It's about learning how to stand still in the storm, unshaken. Ending the day in reflection allows you to gain insight and clarity. Instead of winding down with distractions like television or social media, take a few minutes each evening to reflect on your day. What went well? What could be improved? Reflection encourages growth, while distractions numb the mind and waste precious time. By reviewing your actions, you can learn from them, refine your approach, and set a better path for tomorrow. It's in these quiet moments of introspection that you gain wisdom and a deeper understanding of yourself, helping you stay connected to your purpose. Speculating about worst-case scenarios is an easy trap to fall into, but it's a massive drain on your mental energy. Constantly asking, "What if?" creates anxiety and clouds your judgment. This kind of thinking rarely prepares you for the future. It paralyzes you in the present. By limiting your use of speculative thinking, you free yourself from needless worry and focus on what you can control. The Stoic approach is to face challenges as they come, without borrowing trouble from the future. When you restrict these scenarios in your mind, you'll find yourself lighter and more capable of handling what truly matters. Stoic affirmations are a simple yet powerful way to anchor your thoughts in wisdom. By repeating key Stoic truths daily, such as, "Only my actions are within my control," you remind yourself of where your power truly lies. Affirmations help you refocus on your own behavior and responses rather than external circumstances. They become a guiding force in moments of stress or indecision, bringing you back to center. The more you internalize these affirmations, the easier it becomes to navigate life with calm and clarity, knowing that while you can't control everything, you can always control your mindset and actions. Praise and criticism are often two sides of the same coin, but both can distort your sense of self if you rely on them for validation. Detaching from both allows you to remain steady, whether others are lifting you up or tearing you down. Focus on your intrinsic motivation, doing things because they align with your values, not because of how they'll be perceived. Praise may feel good in the moment, and criticism may sting, but neither should guide your actions. When you learn to let go of external validation, you find a deeper sense of peace, knowing that your worth is not dependent on others' opinions. Voluntary ignorance is a practice of deliberate focus. Not every piece of information deserves your attention, and not every bit of news is worth knowing. Gossip, irrelevant updates, and harmful media do nothing but clutter your mind and drain your energy. By choosing voluntary ignorance, you free yourself from the mental noise of the world. You become selective with your focus, allowing only what truly serves your growth and well-being to enter your mind. This isn't about avoiding reality. It's about choosing what realities you allow to influence your thoughts and emotions. As you end each day with reflection, you're actively shaping your future. It's a small but meaningful ritual that helps you learn from your experiences and carry those lessons forward. Rather than mindlessly numbing yourself with entertainment, you're actively engaging with your own life. This daily practice grounds you, helping you close each day with a sense of peace and purpose. Reflection not only promotes growth, but it also helps you let go of the day's stress, making it easier to sleep soundly and wake up ready to face the new day with fresh perspective. Speculative thinking is one of the greatest thieves of peace. By constantly imagining worst-case scenarios, you drain your emotional and mental energy. Instead of preparing you for the future, these thoughts lock you in a cycle of anxiety and fear. Limiting what-if scenarios frees you from this trap, allowing you to live more fully in the present. The more you focus on what's happening now, the more control you have over your life. You'll find that most of the things you worry about never happen, and even when challenges do arise, you are more than capable of handling them as they come. Repeating Stoic affirmations daily helps to solidify your mental foundation. These simple truths serve as reminders of your power and responsibilities. When you internalize them, you create a mental environment that is less reactive to outside pressures. Whether you face stress, uncertainty, or conflict, these affirmations act as a compass, pointing you back to your core principles. They help you resist the temptation to react emotionally and instead respond with wisdom and calm. Over time, these affirmations will not just be things you say, they'll become part of who you are. Learning to detach from praise and criticism is one of the most freeing practices. When you rely on others' opinions for your sense of self-worth, you're constantly chasing approval or avoiding disapproval. This keeps you tethered to external forces beyond your control. But when you shift your focus to intrinsic motivation, you're driven by your values, not by how others perceive you. This gives you the freedom to act authentically, without fear of judgment. You begin to live a life that's true to who you are, rather than one dictated by the fleeting opinions of others. Voluntary ignorance is a powerful tool for maintaining mental clarity. In a world where information is constantly being thrown at you, choosing not to engage with irrelevant or harmful content is an act of self-care. It's not about shutting out the world, but about being intentional with what you let in. By filtering out the noise, you create space for deeper focus, clearer thinking, and emotional peace. This selective approach to information helps you stay grounded and focused on your own path, rather than getting caught up in the distractions that pull others away from their goals. Reflection at the end of each day gives you a chance to pause, evaluate, and reset. It's a time to ask yourself what worked, what didn't, and how you can improve. This process isn't about judgment, but about learning. Each day becomes a lesson, and with daily reflection, you're constantly refining your actions and decisions. This practice helps you move forward with clarity, leaving behind what no longer serves you. It also fosters gratitude, as you take the time to acknowledge the small victories that might otherwise go unnoticed in the rush of everyday life. Limiting worst-case scenario thinking gives you more emotional freedom. When you constantly worry about what might happen, you imprison yourself in fear. By focusing on what is within your control, you free yourself from the weight of unnecessary worries. You learn to trust in your ability to handle challenges as they come, rather than fearing what might never happen. This shift in thinking not only reduces anxiety, but also increases your confidence. You become more present, more grounded, and more capable of dealing with life's uncertainties as they arise. Daily affirmations serve as a mental reset button. They remind you of your core beliefs and values, helping you stay grounded in the face of life's ups and downs. Each time you repeat these affirmations, you reinforce the principles that guide your actions. They help you keep perspective, reminding you that while you can't control the external world, you always have control over your reactions. This sense of agency is empowering and fosters inner peace. Affirmations are not just words, They're a way of aligning your thoughts with your highest self. Praise and criticism are both fleeting, and neither should dictate your actions. When you learn to detach from both, you cultivate a sense of inner stability that isn't swayed by external opinions. This doesn't mean you ignore feedback altogether, but that you filter it through your own values and principles. Your worth is not dependent on how others view you. It comes from within. By focusing on intrinsic motivation, you align your actions with your personal standards, rather than seeking validation from others. This brings a deep sense of peace and self-assurance. Voluntary ignorance is an intentional act of protecting your mental space. Not all information is valuable, and much of it only serves to distract or distress you. By choosing not to engage with gossip, irrelevant news, or toxic media, you free your mind from unnecessary clutter. This practice allows you to focus on what truly matters, conserving your mental energy for things that bring growth and joy. It's a way of reclaiming control over your attention, ensuring that you're not wasting energy on things that don't align with your values. When you end each day with reflection, you're not just reviewing your actions, you're actively shaping your future. Reflection allows you to identify patterns, notice areas for improvement, and celebrate your progress. It gives you a sense of direction, ensuring that each day builds on the last. This practice also helps you disconnect from the day's stress, allowing you to approach tomorrow with a clear mind and renewed focus. Over time, this habit becomes a powerful tool for personal growth and self-awareness. Speculative thinking can rob you of your peace of mind. Constantly asking "what if" traps you in a cycle of anxiety, preventing you from enjoying the present. By limiting these scenarios, you free yourself from unnecessary worry and focus on what you can control. This doesn't mean ignoring potential challenges, but rather trusting that you have the strength and resources to handle whatever comes your way. Living in the present gives you more emotional freedom and helps you face life with confidence and clarity. Affirmations are a simple yet effective way to remind yourself of what truly matters. By repeating Stoic truths daily, you reinforce your core beliefs and stay focused on what's within your control. These affirmations act as anchors, grounding you in moments of uncertainty or stress. They help you stay calm, focused, and resilient, no matter what challenges arise. Over time, these affirmations become second nature, guiding your thoughts and actions with wisdom and clarity. Detaching from praise and criticism allows you to act with authenticity and integrity. When you're no longer swayed by others' opinions, you're free to pursue what truly matters to you. This doesn't mean you ignore feedback, but rather that you filter it through your own values. Your actions are guided by your internal compass, not by the changing tides of public opinion. This inner stability brings a deep sense of peace, allowing you to live a life that's true to yourself, rather than one shaped by the expectations of others. Choosing voluntary ignorance is about protecting your mental energy. Not every piece of information is worth your attention, and much of it only serves to distract or distress you. By deliberately filtering out irrelevant or harmful content, you create space for deeper focus and peace of mind. This practice helps you stay centered, ensuring that your attention is directed toward things that align with your values and support your growth. It's a way of simplifying your mental world, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. With inner peace and focus cultivated, the next step is reclaiming control over your most precious resource: time. Time is the foundation upon which all your actions and achievements rest. How you spend each hour determines the quality of your life, and yet it's so easy to let time slip through your fingers without realizing it. The distractions, habits, and small indulgences can add up, leaving you feeling like you've lost control. But regaining mastery over your time isn't just about cutting out the noise. It's about using each moment purposefully and effectively. It's about being deliberate with how you allocate your time, ensuring that it aligns with your goals and values. One of the most effective ways to control your time is by setting strict limits on how long you spend on any given activity. Without clear boundaries, tasks can easily expand and consume more time than necessary. By giving yourself a set amount of time to complete a task, you create urgency and focus. This doesn't just prevent you from overindulging in any one area, but it also makes you more efficient. When you know you have a limited window, you're less likely to waste time and more likely to push yourself to complete the task with focus and purpose. There's a powerful principle that says, work expands to fill the time available for its completion. This is known as Parkinson's Law, and it can either be a trap or a tool, depending on how you use it. By giving yourself less time to achieve more, you force yourself to work more efficiently. Setting shorter deadlines encourages creativity, focus, and speed. It eliminates the luxury of procrastination and pushes you to complete tasks without getting bogged down by perfectionism or unnecessary details. This technique helps you accomplish more in less time, giving you greater control over your schedule. Time vampires are those sneaky habits, activities, or people that drain your time without giving anything of value in return. They are the small distractions or commitments that seem harmless but add up quickly, stealing hours from your day. Identifying and cutting out these time vampires is essential if you want to reclaim control over your schedule. It could be mindless scrolling on social media, unnecessary meetings, or even spending too much time on tasks that don't contribute to your goals. Once you recognize these time-draining habits, you can replace them with more meaningful and productive activities. Procrastination is one of the biggest obstacles to reclaiming your time. It's easy to delay starting a task when it feels overwhelming or when you don't know where to begin. But breaking free from the cycle of procrastination doesn't have to be difficult. The 2-minute rule is a simple but powerful strategy. If a task seems daunting, commit to working on it for just 2 minutes. Once you start, you'll often find that the task isn't as overwhelming as it seemed, and you'll build momentum to continue. This small step can be the key to unlocking productivity and breaking free from the habits that waste your time. In a world that constantly encourages consumption, whether it's media, entertainment, or information, it's easy to spend hours absorbing content without realizing how much time you're losing. To reclaim control over your time, balance consumption with creation. For every hour you spend consuming, dedicate an equal amount of time to creating. Whether it's writing, building, designing, or brainstorming, creation adds value to your life and moves you closer to your goals. It shifts you from passive observer to active participant in your own life, allowing you to produce something meaningful with the time you have. When you set a clear time limit for each activity, you're not just controlling your time, you're training yourself to focus. Without a deadline, tasks can stretch on and your attention can wander. But with a time limit, you create a sense of urgency that forces you to concentrate. This approach helps you get more done in less time while also freeing up space for other important activities. It's about working smarter, not harder, and ensuring that every moment is used with purpose. By giving yourself less time to achieve more, you tap into a hidden reserve of productivity. Shorter deadlines push you to focus on what truly matters and avoid getting caught up in unnecessary details. This approach also trains you to trust your instincts and make quicker decisions. When you have less time, you don't have the luxury of overthinking or second-guessing yourself. You simply have to act. This not only saves time, but also builds confidence in your ability to get things done efficiently. Identifying and eliminating time vampires from your life is a crucial step toward reclaiming your schedule. These time wasters are often small and easy to overlook, but they add up quickly. Once you start paying attention to where your time is going, you'll likely be surprised by how much of it is being drained by activities that don't add value. Whether it's excessive email checking, unnecessary errands, or spending too much time on minor tasks, cutting out these distractions frees up your day for more important pursuits. Procrastination thrives on inaction, and the longer you delay starting a task, the harder it becomes to begin. The 2-minute rule is a simple way to overcome this hurdle. By committing to just 2 minutes of work, you lower the barrier to entry and make the task feel more manageable. Often, the hardest part of any task is getting started, and once you begin, you'll find that momentum carries you forward. This strategy not only helps you tackle procrastination, but also makes you more productive overall. Balancing consumption with creation is a powerful way to reclaim control over your time. It's easy to spend hours consuming content, whether it's watching TV, scrolling through social media, or reading articles. But if you don't balance that with creation, you're missing out on the opportunity to produce something valuable with your time. Creation doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as writing a journal entry, brainstorming new ideas, or working on a personal project. By dedicating time to creation, you shift from passive consumption to active engagement with your own life. When you set a time limit for each activity, you not only protect your schedule, but also improve your efficiency. Knowing that you have a limited amount of time forces you to prioritize and focus on the most important aspects of the task. This approach helps you avoid getting bogged down by minor details and ensures that you're making the best use of your time. It also prevents you from spending too long on tasks that don't deserve it, allowing you to move on to other important activities without guilt or stress. Shortening deadlines forces you to work with greater intensity and purpose. Parkinson's law shows that when given more time, tasks naturally expand to fill it. But when you shorten the available time, you focus only on what's essential. This method pushes you to streamline your work process, cut out unnecessary steps, and make quicker decisions. The result is not just faster completion of tasks, but also a sharper focus on what truly matters. By working within shorter time frames, you reclaim control over your time and eliminate the tendency to procrastinate. Time vampires thrive in the shadows of your daily routine, slowly draining your time without you even realizing it. These distractions, whether it's excessive socializing, unnecessary errands, or overcommitting to tasks that don't align with your goals, steal valuable hours from your day. By identifying these vampires and cutting them out, you regain control over your schedule. This doesn't mean cutting out fun or relaxation, but it does mean being intentional about where your time goes. When you eliminate these time-wasting habits, you open up more space for meaningful and productive activities. Breaking the cycle of procrastination requires more than just willpower. It requires strategy. The 2-minute rule is an effective tool because it lowers the psychological barrier to starting a task. When you commit to just 2 minutes, the task feels less overwhelming and you're more likely to begin. Once you start, you often find that the task isn't as difficult or time-consuming as you thought, and momentum carries you forward. This simple strategy helps you tackle even the most daunting tasks, making it easier to stay productive and avoid procrastination. Consumption, whether it's media, entertainment, or information, can be a major time drain if left unchecked. To balance this, commit to spending as much time creating as you do consuming. Creation adds value to your life and moves you closer to your goals, while consumption, if excessive, can leave you feeling unproductive and passive. By setting aside time for creation, you shift from being a consumer to a creator, actively engaging with your life and contributing something meaningful. This balance helps you make the most of your time and ensures that you're not just passively absorbing content. When you limit the time you spend on each activity, you create a structure for your day that promotes productivity and focus. Without clear time limits, tasks can easily drag on, leading to wasted time and reduced efficiency. By setting strict boundaries for how long you spend on each activity, you ensure that you're using your time wisely and not overindulging in any one area. This approach helps you stay on track, avoid distractions, and make the most of every moment. Shortening your deadlines forces you to focus on the most important aspects of a task and avoid getting caught up in perfectionism or unnecessary details. This approach helps you accomplish more in less time and prevents tasks from expanding beyond their necessary scope. By working within tighter timeframes, you become more efficient and productive, freeing up more time for other important activities. This method also helps you build confidence in your ability to get things done quickly and effectively. Identifying and eliminating time vampires from your life is essential for reclaiming control over your time. These distractions, whether they're unnecessary meetings, excessive socializing, or mindless scrolling, can add up quickly and steal valuable hours from your day. By cutting out these time-wasting habits, you free up more time for meaningful and productive activities. This doesn't mean cutting out all fun or relaxation, but it does mean being intentional about how you spend your time and ensuring that your actions align with your goals. Breaking free from cycles of procrastination is one of the most important steps in reclaiming control over your time. The 2-minute rule is a simple but powerful strategy that helps you overcome the inertia of procrastination. By committing to just 2 minutes of work, you make the task feel less overwhelming and easier to start. Once you begin, momentum often carries you forward, making it easier to complete the task. This strategy helps you stay productive and avoid the time-wasting habits that come with procrastination. Balancing consumption with creation is a key strategy for reclaiming control over your time. It's easy to get caught up in consuming media, entertainment, or information, but if you don't balance this with creation, you're missing out on the opportunity to produce something valuable with your time. Creation doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as writing a journal entry, brainstorming new ideas, or working on a personal project. By dedicating time to creation, you shift from being a passive consumer to an active participant in your own life, making the most of your time and energy. By setting a time limit for each activity, you create a sense of urgency that helps you stay focused and productive. Without clear boundaries, tasks can easily expand to fill more time than necessary, leading to wasted hours and reduced efficiency. By giving yourself a strict time frame for each task, you ensure that you're making the best use of your time and staying on track with your goals. This approach helps you avoid distractions and overindulgence, allowing you to move on to other important activities without feeling overwhelmed. Now that you've begun reclaiming control over your time, it's essential to consider how emotions influence your productivity. Emotions, whether positive or negative, have a profound impact on how you approach tasks and goals. Instead of viewing emotions as obstacles, they can be reframed as tools for productivity. The key lies in learning how to channel those feelings in ways that serve your purpose. Whether it's anger, fear, or guilt, emotions carry energy. That energy can either be wasted on unproductive actions or turned into something that moves you forward. Mastering this shift will transform how you manage both your inner world and outer actions. When anger surfaces, it can feel overwhelming, but it's also a source of immense energy. Instead of letting anger lead to frustration or rash decisions, it can be redirected into positive action. Physical tasks like exercise or mentally demanding projects are great outlets for that energy. By transforming anger into productive fuel, you use it to your advantage. This shift in perspective allows you to channel what would otherwise be destructive into something constructive. Anger, when reframed, becomes a motivator, pushing you to tackle challenges with renewed vigor rather than leaving you stuck in negativity. Complaints are often the first reaction when things don't go as planned, but complaints don't change the situation, they only reinforce negative feelings. Each time you catch yourself about to complain, pause and replace that complaint with gratitude. By shifting your focus to what's going well, you remind yourself of the positives in your life, no matter how small they may seem. Gratitude not only shifts your mindset, but also rewires your brain to focus on solutions rather than problems. Over time, this habit becomes a powerful tool for maintaining a positive outlook, even when faced with difficulties. Emotional responses can be intense, and without proper boundaries, they can easily overwhelm you. Setting a timer for your emotional reactions can help manage this. When you're upset, give yourself a specific amount of time to feel the emotion fully, whether it's anger, sadness, or frustration. Once that time is up, commit to moving forward. This practice helps you process your emotions without letting them control the rest of your day. It's a way to acknowledge your feelings, but also recognize that they don't have to dictate your actions indefinitely. Fear is often seen as something to avoid, but it can be one of the most powerful tools for growth. Fear highlights where you feel the most resistance and where you have the greatest opportunity for development. Instead of running from fear, treat it as a guidepost. It's pointing you toward your next challenge, the place where you have the most room to expand. By confronting your fears, you push yourself beyond your comfort zone and open up new possibilities. This reframing turns fear into a signal for growth rather than an obstacle to success. Guilt is often viewed as a negative emotion, but it can be a powerful teacher if used correctly. Instead of letting guilt weigh you down, reframe it as an opportunity for learning and improvement. Ask yourself what the guilt is trying to tell you. Did you act against your values, or could you have handled a situation differently? Guilt, when viewed as a tool for reflection rather than punishment, leads to personal growth. It pushes you to evaluate your actions and make better choices in the future. In this way, guilt becomes a catalyst for positive change instead of an emotional burden. Anger is one of the most misunderstood emotions, often leading to conflict or regret. But by rechanneling that intensity into something productive, you harness its raw power for good. When anger arises, use it as a signal to take action, whether it's exercising, tackling a long-delayed project, or focusing on something that requires extra energy. This redirection not only helps you release that pent-up emotion, but also transforms it into something useful. Over time, you'll find that anger no longer controls you, but instead becomes a tool for creating momentum. Complaints are easy, but they also keep you stuck in a negative mindset. Instead of complaining, make it a habit to list things you're grateful for when frustrations arise. Gratitude shifts your perspective and opens the door to solutions. Each time you focus on what's working, you strengthen your resilience. Gratitude transforms the way you approach challenges, making you more adaptable and resourceful. This small shift in thinking can have a profound impact on how you experience your day-to-day life. Emotions, left unchecked, can derail your productivity. By setting a timer for emotional reactions, you create a boundary for how long you'll dwell on a feeling before moving on. This practice helps you honor your emotions without letting them take over. Whether it's frustration from a setback or sadness from a personal challenge, giving yourself a limited time to process those feelings helps you regain control. This structured approach brings balance, allowing you to feel deeply while also knowing when it's time to shift focus back to productive action. Fear is a powerful indicator of where your next opportunity for growth lies. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, start recognizing fear as a signpost. It's pointing you towards something important, an area where you can stretch beyond your current limits. Fear often signals that you're about to do something meaningful. By confronting it head-on, you turn fear from an obstacle into a motivator, pushing you to grow and expand your capabilities. This perspective shift helps you embrace challenges rather than shy away from them. Guilt, when reframed as a teacher rather than a punishment, becomes a tool for reflection and growth. Instead of letting it weigh you down, use it to examine your actions. What can you learn from this feeling? How can you grow from the experience? When guilt is used in this way, it becomes a catalyst for positive change. It pushes you to reflect on your behavior, correct mistakes, and become a better version of yourself. This shift in mindset allows you to use guilt as a guide for self-improvement rather than letting it hold you back. Harnessing the energy of anger for positive action is a skill that transforms how you deal with this emotion. Instead of letting anger lead to destructive behaviors, you can turn it into productive fuel. Whether it's through physical exertion, creative projects, or tackling a difficult task, redirecting that intensity leads to progress. This practice turns anger into something that drives you forward rather than pulling you into conflict or negativity. Over time, you'll learn to master your emotional reactions, using them as tools for achieving your goals. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to negativity. Each time you feel tempted to complain, pause and focus on something you're thankful for. This habit not only shifts your perspective, but also rewires your brain to focus on the positives rather than the negatives. By making gratitude a regular practice, you build resilience against life's challenges. You learn to see setbacks as temporary and focus on the abundance in your life, no matter how small. This mindset shift makes it easier to stay focused and productive, even in difficult situations. By setting a timer for your emotional responses, you create a healthy boundary around how long you'll allow yourself to dwell on difficult emotions. This practice gives you space to process your feelings without letting them take over your day. Whether it's anger, sadness, or frustration, giving yourself a set amount of time to feel the emotion fully helps you release it more quickly. This approach brings balance to your emotional world, allowing you to experience feelings deeply while also staying grounded in the present. Fear often signals where you need to grow. Instead of avoiding it, start treating fear as a guide. It's pointing you toward the areas where you have the most potential for development. By confronting your fears, you stretch beyond your current limitations and open up new possibilities. Fear becomes a motivator rather than something to run from. This shift in mindset helps you embrace challenges and push through resistance, knowing that growth lies on the other side of your fear. Guilt, when viewed through the lens of growth, becomes a powerful tool for self-improvement. Instead of letting guilt paralyze you, use it as an opportunity to learn. Reflect on what the guilt is telling you and how you can grow from the experience. This approach transforms guilt from a negative emotion into a constructive force. It pushes you to examine your actions, make better choices, and ultimately become a more thoughtful and intentional person. This shift in perspective turns guilt into a stepping stone for growth rather than a stumbling block. Anger, when redirected, can become one of the most productive forces in your life. By channeling the energy of anger into physical or mental tasks, you turn an otherwise destructive emotion into something positive. Whether it's a challenging workout, a creative project, or tackling a difficult task, this redirection helps you use anger as fuel for progress. Over time, you'll find that anger no longer controls you, but instead becomes a tool for driving positive action and achieving your goals. Gratitude is the key to transforming complaints into opportunities for growth. Each time you're tempted to focus on what's wrong, pause and reflect on what's going right. This small shift in thinking not only improves your mood, but also makes you more resilient in the face of challenges. By focusing on gratitude, you build a mindset that looks for solutions rather than problems. This habit helps you stay grounded in positivity, making it easier to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and focus. Setting a timer for emotional reactions creates a healthy structure around how you process difficult feelings. When you're upset, giving yourself a set amount of time to fully experience the emotion helps you move through it more quickly. This practice allows you to feel deeply without letting emotions take over your entire day. It's a way of honoring your feelings while also maintaining balance and productivity. Over time, this habit helps you build emotional resilience, allowing you to move through challenging moments with greater ease. Fear is often a sign that you're about to do something important. Instead of avoiding it, start seeing fear as a guidepost, showing you where your next opportunity for growth lies. By confronting your fears, you push yourself beyond your comfort zone and open up new possibilities for success. This shift in perspective transforms fear from an obstacle into a motivator, helping you embrace challenges and expand your capabilities. When you learn to see fear as a signal for growth, you no longer avoid it. You move toward it with confidence. Guilt, when used as a tool for reflection, becomes a powerful catalyst for growth. Instead of letting guilt weigh you down, reframe it as an opportunity to learn. What can you take from this experience, and how can you improve going forward? By treating guilt as a teacher rather than a punishment, you allow yourself to grow from your mistakes. This shift in perspective helps you use guilt in a constructive way, turning it into a positive force for change rather than letting it hold you back. After reframing your emotions into tools for productivity, it's time to look at your external world again and make sure it supports the clarity and focus you've been cultivating. The environment you live and work in has a profound impact on your mindset, productivity, and even your emotional state. By optimizing this environment, you can further align your actions with your goals. Your surroundings should help you, not hinder you, in your journey. Every physical space carries an energy, and when that energy is clear, purposeful, and free from distraction, you thrive in ways you never thought possible. Creating areas where distractions are completely off limits is crucial for deep focus. These no-distraction zones become sanctuaries for concentration and creativity. By intentionally removing phones, social media, and other interruptions from specific areas, you create an environment where your mind can dive deeply into the task at hand without the constant pull of external distractions. This physical boundary helps enforce mental boundaries as well, making it easier to resist the temptation to check your phone or get sidetracked by something irrelevant. In these spaces, your thoughts have room to expand and focus becomes second nature. Phones are powerful tools, but they are also one of the biggest sources of distraction. Treating your phone as a tool rather than a toy shifts your relationship with it. Instead of mindlessly scrolling or checking notifications every few minutes, use your phone only for tasks that serve a purpose, whether it's scheduling, calling, or searching for specific information. By doing this, you reclaim time and mental space. This shift allows you to use technology for its intended purpose without letting it dictate your attention. Your phone becomes an asset rather than a source of distraction. Visual clutter is more than just an eyesore. It clutters your mind. Every object in your environment sends a signal to your brain, and when there's too much going on visually, it can overwhelm your mental processes. By removing unnecessary items from your work and living spaces, you create a clearer environment that mirrors a clearer mind. Fewer distractions lead to better focus and greater productivity. When your surroundings are simple, you're able to direct your energy toward what truly matters, rather than getting lost in the chaos of excess. This minimalistic approach brings both calm and efficiency into your life. Notifications are designed to capture your attention, often for things that don't really matter. By turning off all non-essential notifications, you protect your mental focus from being constantly interrupted. Each notification pulls you away from your current task, fragmenting your thoughts and slowing down your progress. By controlling when and how you receive information, you take back your power over your attention. You become the one deciding what's worth your focus, rather than being at the mercy of every ping and alert. This helps maintain your mental clarity and keeps you in control of your time. Rest and recovery are as important as work. Dedicating time for recharging within your environment is key to maintaining balance and long-term productivity. This means creating spaces and time specifically for rest, whether it's a quiet room for meditation, a cozy corner for reading, or scheduling breaks throughout your day. By giving yourself permission to pause and reset, you avoid burnout and ensure that when you do work, you're doing so with full energy and focus. These moments of recovery restore both mental and physical vitality, helping you approach each task with renewed enthusiasm. Setting up no distraction zones sends a powerful message to yourself. This space is sacred for focus. It's not just about removing distractions physically, but also mentally reinforcing boundaries that help you stay immersed in the task at hand. When you sit down in these zones, your brain knows it's time to work or think deeply, not to scroll or chat. This distinction sharpens your mental discipline, making it easier to enter a state of flow where distractions don't even register. The simple act of designating these spaces strengthens your ability to concentrate whenever you're in them. Using your phone with intention transforms how you interact with it. Instead of it being a constant source of interruptions, your phone becomes a tool that works for you. Whether you're checking emails at designated times, setting alarms, or using productivity apps, the key is to be deliberate. You're no longer passively responding to every buzz or alert. Instead, you control when and how your phone is involved in your day. This shift creates more mental space for tasks that truly matter and reduces the overwhelming sense of always being on or connected to a virtual world. Clearing visual clutter not only improves your focus, but also your emotional well-being. A clean, organized space creates a sense of calm and order, which in turn reduces stress. When your surroundings are cluttered, your mind mirrors that chaos, making it harder to concentrate and feel at ease. By simplifying your environment, you create a space that supports relaxation and clarity. The fewer distractions you have around you, the more mental energy you can devote to your goals and projects. A decluttered space leads to a decluttered mind, opening the door to greater creativity and productivity. Turning off non-essential notifications puts you back in control of your attention. With so many apps and platforms competing for your focus, it's easy to get caught up in a cycle of constant interruption. By silencing notifications, you create space to think clearly and work without unnecessary distractions. This doesn't mean ignoring important messages. It means being intentional about when and how you check them. You become the master of your time and focus, deciding when to engage with information rather than being constantly reactive to every ding or buzz. Scheduling time for rest and recovery isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Just as your body needs sleep to function optimally, your mind needs regular breaks to maintain peak performance. Dedicating specific times for relaxation or mental downtime helps you recharge and return to your work with fresh energy. Whether it's taking a walk, meditating, or simply sitting quietly, these moments of pause are vital for maintaining long-term productivity. They prevent burnout and keep you mentally sharp, ensuring that when it's time to focus, you're fully prepared to give it your best effort. No distraction zones can be as simple or elaborate as you need them to be. Whether it's a small corner in your home or a designated office space, the key is to remove anything that could pull your attention away from your work. This includes phones, unnecessary papers, and even unrelated books. By creating a clean, focused environment, you signal to your brain that this is a space for deep thinking or creative work. Over time, entering these zones becomes a trigger for concentration, making it easier to block out distractions and immerse yourself in what truly matters. Treating your phone as a tool rather than a toy is one of the most effective ways to reclaim your time and focus. When you use your phone for specific, intentional tasks, you prevent it from becoming a distraction. Instead of mindlessly scrolling through apps or social media, you use your phone to accomplish something meaningful, whether it's scheduling appointments, checking important messages, or setting reminders. This shift in how you interact with your phone allows you to stay in control of your time and energy, preventing the endless cycle of distraction that often comes with constant phone use. Visual clutter drains mental energy. Even if you're not consciously aware of it, clutter in your surroundings creates a background noise that makes it harder to focus and think clearly. By eliminating visual distractions from your environment, you create a space that supports clarity and calm. This not only improves your ability to concentrate, but also helps you feel more at ease in your surroundings. A clean, organized space fosters a sense of peace and purpose, allowing you to channel your energy into the tasks that truly matter, rather than getting bogged down by unnecessary distractions. Notifications are designed to steal your attention, often for things that aren't important. By turning off all non-essential notifications, you take back control of your focus. This small act can have a huge impact on your productivity, as it prevents constant interruptions that break your concentration and slow down your progress. Instead of being reactive to every alert, you become proactive, deciding when and how you engage with information. This intentional approach to notifications helps you stay focused on what matters most, without being pulled in multiple directions by unnecessary distractions. Rest is a critical component of productivity, and dedicating time for recharging within your environment helps you maintain balance. Whether it's a dedicated time for a break during the workday or creating a space at home where you can unwind, making room for recovery is essential. These moments of rest allow your mind to reset, giving you the mental clarity and energy needed to tackle your tasks with renewed focus. Without regular recharging, burnout becomes inevitable, but with it, you can sustain long-term productivity and well-being. A no-distraction zone is more than just a physical space. It's a mindset. When you enter these areas, you mentally commit to leaving distractions behind. This boundary creates a sense of focus that extends beyond the space itself. Over time, your brain begins to associate these areas with concentration and deep work, making it easier to get into the flow of tasks without being pulled away by unrelated thoughts or interruptions. The more you use these spaces, the stronger your ability to focus becomes, leading to greater productivity and clarity. Using your phone with intention shifts the power dynamic. You become the one in control. Instead of responding to every notification or distraction, you decide when and how to use your phone. This shift allows you to use your phone for its intended purpose without letting it dictate your attention. By treating it as a tool for specific tasks, you prevent it from becoming a constant source of interruption, freeing up mental space for more important activities. This approach helps you stay focused and reduces the overwhelming sense of being always connected. Clearing visual clutter from your environment has a ripple effect on your mental state. When your space is organized and free from unnecessary distractions, your mind follows suit. This creates a sense of calm that makes it easier to focus on the tasks at hand. Visual simplicity allows you to concentrate more deeply without being pulled away by the noise of excess. A clear space fosters clear thinking, helping you approach your work with a sense of purpose and clarity that would be difficult to achieve in a cluttered environment. Turning off non-essential notifications is a simple yet powerful way to protect your focus. Every alert, whether it's a message, email, or social media notification, pulls you away from your current task and fragments your attention. By silencing these interruptions, you create a space for uninterrupted work and thought. This helps you maintain mental clarity and prevents the constant start and stop cycle that comes with frequent notifications. Over time, you'll find that you're able to concentrate more deeply and accomplish more when your focus isn't being constantly diverted. Rest and recovery are essential parts of a productive life, and dedicating time for them within your environment helps ensure that you maintain balance. Whether it's a quiet corner for reading or a scheduled break during the workday, these moments of rest allow you to recharge and return to your tasks with renewed energy. Without regular recovery, burnout becomes inevitable, but by making room for rest, you can sustain long-term productivity. These breaks aren't just a pause, they're a way to reset and refocus, ensuring that when you do return to work, you're doing so with full mental and physical capacity. As you refine your environment to support focus and clarity, the next layer of mastery lies in building a strong and resilient mind. The external world is unpredictable, full of challenges and unexpected events. However, mental resilience allows you to handle these obstacles without being thrown off course. The ability to stay calm, focused, and adaptable in the face of difficulties doesn't just happen. It's cultivated through intentional practice. Mental resilience isn't about never feeling challenged. It's about learning how to respond in a way that strengthens you instead of wearing you down. The art of unreactivity is essential in building this mental strength. It's about training yourself to pause before reacting to any situation or comment. This pause creates space between stimulus and response, giving you time to think clearly rather than reacting impulsively. When you pause, you allow yourself to assess the situation without the cloud of emotional reactivity. Over time, this practice builds a calm inner strength, making it easier to handle difficult conversations or stressful situations without letting them control your emotions. You begin to respond with purpose rather than being driven by knee-jerk reactions. Focusing on effort rather than outcomes is a profound shift in mindset that builds resilience. While you can control the effort you put into something, the result is often outside your control. By detaching from the outcome and concentrating on what you can do in the present moment, you free yourself from the anxiety that comes with uncertainty. This shift not only reduces stress, but also encourages a growth mindset. You begin to value the process and the lessons learned along the way, rather than tying your sense of success to results that may or may not meet your expectations. Criticism is inevitable, but how you handle it defines your level of resilience. Instead of dreading or avoiding criticism, prepare for it in advance. Know that at some point, negative feedback will come, but also decide that it won't define you. Criticism is often more about the person giving it than the one receiving it. By not taking it personally, you protect your mental peace. This approach helps you remain open to feedback that can genuinely improve you without being thrown off balance by the negativity of others. Mentally preparing for criticism allows you to handle it with grace and use it as a tool for growth. Complaints, whether from yourself or others, often highlight areas of dissatisfaction. Instead of letting complaints become sources of frustration, reframe them as opportunities for improvement. If you find yourself complaining, ask what can be done differently. This shift transforms negativity into constructive action. When others complain, see it as a chance to offer solutions rather than getting bogged down in the complaint itself. By turning complaints into feedback, you not only diffuse the negative energy, but also open the door to positive changes. This approach builds a mindset focused on solutions rather than problems. Setbacks are a natural part of life, but they don't have to be seen as failures. Each setback holds the potential to teach you something valuable if you're willing to see it that way. When you embrace setbacks as opportunities for growth, they become markers of resilience. Every time you face a challenge and rise again, you become mentally stronger. This mindset turns adversity into an ally rather than an enemy. Each obstacle you overcome builds your capacity to handle future difficulties with greater ease. Setbacks, rather than being roadblocks, become stepping stones on the path to resilience. Unreactivity gives you the power to remain calm in the face of provocation. It's not about suppressing your feelings, but about controlling how you express them. The more you practice pausing before reacting, the easier it becomes to respond thoughtfully instead of emotionally. This skill is especially useful in high-stress situations where immediate reactions can often lead to regret. By training your mind to pause, you cultivate an inner calm that can withstand the pressures of daily life. Over time, this practice helps you build a mental resilience that allows you to navigate even the most challenging circumstances with grace. Effort is always within your control, while results are not. When you focus on the effort, you shift your attention away from the things you can't control and onto what you can. This mindset not only reduces stress, but also builds a sense of accomplishment regardless of the outcome. The more you concentrate on giving your best effort, the less you worry about whether or not you achieve a particular result. This detachment from results helps you stay grounded and resilient in the face of uncertainty, knowing that your worth is not defined by external outcomes, but by the dedication you put into your work. Criticism, whether fair or unfair, will come at some point in your life. Rather than being caught off guard, mentally prepare yourself for it. By expecting criticism, you remove its power to hurt you. When it does come, you can assess it objectively, learning from what's useful and discarding what isn't. This approach builds emotional resilience as you no longer take criticism personally. Instead, you use it as a tool for self-improvement, allowing you to grow without being hindered by negative feedback. Over time, this mindset helps you build a thicker skin and remain focused on your goals, regardless of what others may say. When complaints arise, they often signal areas where change is needed. Rather than letting complaints drain your energy, use them as opportunities to suggest improvements. If something isn't working, ask how it can be fixed. This proactive approach not only turns negative situations into positive ones, but also helps you build a mindset focused on solutions. By consistently transforming complaints into constructive feedback, you create an environment where growth and improvement are prioritized over negativity. This shift in perspective helps you stay resilient, even when faced with constant challenges or setbacks. Setbacks can feel discouraging, but they are also powerful teachers. Each setback presents an opportunity to learn something new about yourself, your approach, or the situation. By embracing setbacks as necessary growth experiences, you strengthen your ability to bounce back from adversity. This mindset not only builds resilience, but also encourages a more flexible approach to life. Rather than seeing setbacks as failures, you begin to view them as part of the process of achieving success. Every time you overcome a setback, you become stronger and more capable of handling whatever challenges come your way in the future. The more you practice unreactivity, the stronger your mental resilience becomes. In stressful situations, the ability to pause before reacting gives you the time and space to choose a response that aligns with your values and long-term goals. This practice reduces the likelihood of reacting impulsively in ways that you might later regret. Over time, unreactivity becomes second nature, allowing you to handle even the most difficult situations with calm and clarity. This skill not only improves your relationships with others, but also helps you maintain your own inner peace in the face of external chaos. Focusing on effort rather than results helps you maintain a sense of control in an unpredictable world. While you can't always guarantee a specific outcome, you can control how much effort you put into a task. By shifting your focus to what you can do, you empower yourself to keep moving forward, regardless of the uncertainties ahead. This mindset not only builds resilience, but also reduces the anxiety that often comes with uncertainty. When you know that you've given your best effort, you can find peace in the process, even if the results don't go as planned. Criticism, no matter how harsh, doesn't have to shake your confidence. When you expect criticism, you remove its ability to catch you off guard. By preparing for it mentally, you can evaluate criticism with a clear mind, learning from what's useful and ignoring what's not. This approach helps you stay grounded and focused on your goals, rather than being derailed by negative feedback. Over time, this practice builds emotional resilience, allowing you to handle criticism without letting it affect your sense of self-worth or your commitment to your path. Complaints are often disguised opportunities for improvement. When you or others complain, it's a signal that something isn't working. Instead of letting complaints become a source of frustration, use them as an invitation to suggest solutions. This mindset turns negativity into positive action, helping you build a habit of looking for ways to improve rather than dwelling on what's wrong. By consistently turning complaints into constructive feedback, you create an environment where growth and improvement are prioritized. This approach helps you stay resilient, even in the face of challenges or setbacks. Setbacks, though difficult, are often the greatest teachers. Every setback offers an opportunity to learn and grow if you're willing to see it that way. When you embrace setbacks as part of the journey, you build a mental toughness that allows you to bounce back from adversity more quickly. This mindset helps you remain flexible in the face of challenges, knowing that each obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Over time, setbacks become less discouraging and more empowering as you recognize them as necessary stepping stones on the path to success. Unreactivity is not about suppressing emotions, but about choosing how to respond to them. By practicing the art of pausing before reacting, you give yourself the time to assess the situation and respond in a way that aligns with your values. This practice builds mental resilience, allowing you to handle even the most stressful situations with clarity and composure. Over time, unreactivity becomes a habit, helping you navigate difficult conversations or challenges without being overwhelmed by emotional reactivity. When you focus on effort rather than outcomes, you free yourself from the pressure of achieving a specific result. This mindset not only reduces anxiety, but also encourages a growth mindset. By concentrating on what you can do in the present moment, you empower yourself to keep moving forward, regardless of the uncertainties ahead. This approach builds resilience as you learn to find value in the process rather than tying your sense of success to external outcomes. Over time, this shift in perspective helps you stay grounded and focused on your goals, no matter what obstacles arise. Criticism can be difficult to hear, but when you expect it, you're better prepared to handle it. By anticipating criticism, you can approach it with a clear mind, evaluating it for what it is without taking it personally. This mindset helps you remain open to feedback that can genuinely improve you while protecting your mental peace from unnecessary negativity. Over time, this practice builds emotional resilience, allowing you to handle criticism with grace and continue moving forward without being derailed by others' opinions. Complaints, whether from yourself or others, often point to areas where improvement is needed. Instead of letting complaints become a source of frustration, reframe them as opportunities to suggest constructive changes. This shift in perspective turns negativity into positive action, helping you build a mindset focused on solutions rather than problems. By consistently transforming complaints into feedback, you create an environment where growth and improvement are prioritized. This approach helps you stay resilient, even in the face of constant challenges or setbacks. Setbacks are an inevitable part of life, but they don't have to be seen as failures. Each setback is an opportunity to learn and grow if you're willing to embrace it. When you view setbacks as markers of resilience rather than as obstacles, you strengthen your ability to bounce back from adversity. This mindset not only builds mental toughness, but also encourages a more flexible approach to life's challenges. Over time, setbacks become less discouraging and more empowering as you recognize them as necessary stepping stones on the path to growth and success. As you build mental resilience, strengthening your ability to handle challenges with grace and adaptability, there is another essential aspect that needs attention: cultivating calm and focus. In a world that constantly pulls your attention in 100 different directions, true focus is rare and powerful. Calm isn't just about being still, it's about creating a mental space where clarity and purpose can flourish. Focus, when developed properly, allows you to channel your energy into what matters most without being distracted by external noise or internal chaos. Now, it's time to delve into practices that can anchor your mind in stillness and enhance your ability to stay present, even in the midst of busyness. Carving out deliberate moments of silence is a simple yet transformative practice. Silence is not just the absence of sound, but the intentional clearing of mental noise. When you make time for absolute silence, you give your mind the opportunity to reset. In this space, creativity blossoms and clarity emerges. It's a time when you can process thoughts that have been buried beneath the noise of everyday life. This practice isn't just about quieting the outside world, but about quieting the constant chatter inside your own mind. Regular moments of silence help you approach your tasks with renewed focus and energy. Planning is a valuable tool, but it's easy to fall into the trap of over-planning. When you spend too much time preparing, you risk never taking action. It's tempting to map out every detail, but excessive planning can become a way to avoid the real work. Taming the urge to overplan requires trust. Trust in your abilities and trust in the process. It's about recognizing that action, even imperfect action, moves you forward. While planning provides a foundation, it's the execution that brings progress. By focusing less on planning and more on doing, you free yourself from the paralysis of perfectionism. Being busy isn't the same as being productive. It's easy to fill your day with tasks that make you feel like you're accomplishing something, but not all activity is meaningful. The key is to focus on the right things, those tasks that align with your goals and add real value. Staying busy for the sake of being busy only drains your energy without delivering significant results. Instead, By consciously choosing tasks that matter, you can ensure that your efforts are aligned with your purpose. This shift from mindless activity to purposeful action is what leads to real progress. Guarding your mind from unhelpful thoughts and distractions is a practice that helps protect your focus and well-being. A mental firewall acts as a boundary between you and the clutter of external influences that can weigh you down. Just as a computer firewall blocks unwanted intrusions, your mental firewall should keep out negativity, doubts, and irrelevant information. This doesn't mean ignoring reality, but being selective about what you allow to influence your thoughts. When you guard your mental space, you reserve your energy for the things that truly matter, allowing you to approach life with clarity and calm. At the end of each week, taking time to reset your mind is an essential practice for maintaining mental clarity and focus. Reflecting on the week helps you assess your progress, acknowledge what worked, and identify areas for improvement. This weekly mental reset isn't just about reviewing tasks, but about clearing out any lingering mental baggage. By releasing the frustrations, distractions, and unfinished thoughts of the week, you create space for the fresh energy of the upcoming days. This practice keeps you grounded, focused, and ready to take on new challenges with a clear and refreshed mind. Silence, when practiced regularly, becomes a powerful tool for mental clarity. By deliberately creating moments of quiet in your day, you allow your mind to rest from the constant input of information and distractions. These moments of silence give your brain the space it needs to process and organize your thoughts. It's in this stillness that you find clarity and focus. Regular silence helps you connect more deeply with your inner self and strengthens your ability to stay calm and focused, even in the busiest of times. Overplanning often stems from a fear of uncertainty. It's tempting to try to control every aspect of a project or situation by planning it out in minute detail. However, this excessive planning can lead to stagnation. The real progress happens when you step away from the planning stage and take action. Trusting yourself enough to move forward, even without a perfect plan, builds confidence and momentum. It's in the doing, not the planning, that you truly learn and grow. By releasing the need to overplan, you open yourself up to opportunities for learning and success through action. Busy work gives the illusion of productivity, but it rarely leads to meaningful outcomes. Focusing on the right things requires discernment. Not all tasks are created equal, and it's important to prioritize those that move you closer to your goals. Staying busy for the sake of being busy drains your energy without delivering the results you're looking for. By consciously choosing tasks that matter, you shift from being busy to being productive. This focus on meaningful work leads to more significant accomplishments and helps you avoid burnout from unnecessary activity. Developing a mental firewall allows you to protect your mind from the constant influx of distractions, doubts, and negativity. Just as a physical firewall shields your computer from harmful intrusions, a mental firewall helps you filter out thoughts and influences that don't serve you. By guarding your mind from unhelpful input, you preserve your mental clarity and focus. This doesn't mean shutting out the world, but being selective about what you let in. A strong mental firewall helps you stay focused on your goals and protects your energy from being drained by irrelevant or negative distractions. Ending each week with a mental reset allows you to clear out the mental clutter that has accumulated over the past few days. This practice helps you reflect on what worked and what didn't, giving you insight into how you can improve in the coming week. It's a time to let go of any frustrations or unfinished business, freeing up mental space for new challenges. By resetting your mind each week, you create a sense of closure and renewal, ensuring that you start each new week with a clear head and a focused mindset. Regular moments of silence are not just about external quiet, but about creating internal stillness. In the silence, you can hear your own thoughts more clearly and make sense of the noise that often clutters your mind. These moments provide a break from the constant demands of daily life, allowing you to reconnect with your inner calm. Silence offers a rare opportunity for reflection, helping you gain clarity on your thoughts and actions. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to focus and remain calm, even in the midst of external chaos. The need to overplan often stems from a desire for control. It feels safe to have every detail mapped out, but this can lead to procrastination and missed opportunities. By taming the urge to overplan, you allow yourself to step into action, even when everything isn't perfectly organized. Action, not planning, is where growth happens. When you trust yourself to figure things out as you go, you open yourself up to new possibilities and learning experiences that you wouldn't encounter if you stayed stuck in planning mode. Progress comes from movement, not endless preparation. It's easy to mistake activity for productivity, but the two are not the same. Being busy doesn't mean you're making progress. The key is to stay focused on the tasks that matter, the ones that move you closer to your goals. Filling your day with busy work might make you feel accomplished, but it doesn't lead to meaningful results. By focusing on the right things, you maximize your productivity and ensure that your efforts are aligned with your goals. This shift in focus helps you avoid burnout and ensures that your time is spent wisely. A mental firewall helps you filter out the distractions and negativity that can drain your energy and derail your focus. Just as a physical firewall protects your computer from harmful intrusions, a mental firewall shields your mind from unhelpful thoughts and influences. By developing this protective barrier, you create a mental space where clarity and focus can thrive. This doesn't mean ignoring reality, but being intentional about what you allow to occupy your thoughts. A strong mental firewall helps you stay grounded and focused, ensuring that your mental energy is spent on what truly matters. Ending the week with a mental reset allows you to close one chapter and begin the next with a clear mind. This practice helps you reflect on the past week's successes and challenges, giving you insight into how you can improve moving forward. By clearing out any lingering frustrations or mental clutter, you create space for new ideas and opportunities. This mental reset ensures that you start each new week with a sense of clarity and purpose, making it easier to stay focused and productive in the days ahead. Deliberate moments of silence help you reconnect with your inner calm. In a world filled with constant noise and distractions, silence offers a rare opportunity to reset and refocus. These moments allow you to step away from the demands of daily life and gain clarity on your thoughts and actions. Silence creates a space for reflection, helping you process the events of the day and prepare for the challenges ahead. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to stay focused and calm, even in the midst of external distractions. Overplanning often stems from a fear of uncertainty. It's tempting to try to control every detail of a project or situation, but excessive planning can lead to inaction. By taming the urge to overplan, you free yourself to take action, even when everything isn't perfectly organized. Action is where progress happens, and by moving forward, you open yourself up to new learning experiences and opportunities. Trusting yourself to adapt and figure things out as you go builds confidence and momentum, helping you make meaningful progress toward your goals. Being busy doesn't always mean being productive. It's easy to fill your day with tasks that keep you occupied but don't move you closer to your goals. The key is to stay focused on the right things, those tasks that add real value and align with your purpose. By prioritizing meaningful work over busy work, you maximize your productivity and ensure that your efforts are driving you forward. This focus on meaningful tasks helps you avoid burnout and ensures that your time is spent on activities that truly matter. A mental firewall protects your mind from distractions and negativity, allowing you to stay focused on your goals. Just as a physical firewall shields your computer from harmful intrusions, a mental firewall filters out unhelpful thoughts and influences. By developing this protective barrier, you create a mental space where clarity and focus can thrive. This practice helps you guard your energy and attention, ensuring that you stay on track and avoid being pulled in multiple directions by external distractions. A strong mental firewall is essential for maintaining focus and achieving your goals. At the end of each week, taking time to reset your mind helps you clear out the mental clutter that has accumulated over the past few days. This practice allows you to reflect on your progress, acknowledge what worked, and identify areas for improvement. A weekly mental reset isn't just about reviewing tasks, but about releasing any frustrations or unfinished business, creating space for the new challenges and opportunities ahead. By resetting your mind each week, you ensure that you start each new chapter with clarity, focus, and a renewed sense of purpose. After learning to cultivate calm and focus, the next critical step is eliminating what no longer serves you. Often, it's not what you add to your life that brings progress, but what you remove. There are habits, relationships, and distractions that quietly drain your energy and hinder growth. These things don't always scream for attention, but they subtly hold you back from reaching your full potential. Identifying and quietly removing them from your life is a powerful act of self-care and self-discipline. It clears space for what truly matters and allows you to move forward with clarity and purpose. One of the first things to eliminate is the habit of overcommitting. Saying yes to everything might seem like a way to please others or be productive, but it often leads to burnout and scattered focus. When you spread yourself too thin, you can't give your best to anything. Quietly reducing your commitments helps you regain control over your time and energy. It allows you to focus on the projects and people that align with your values. This practice not only improves your productivity, but also brings a sense of calm as you let go of the unnecessary. Negative self-talk is another silent enemy that needs to be eliminated. The way you speak to yourself shapes your thoughts, actions, and ultimately, your life. Constantly doubting or criticizing yourself builds barriers to growth and confidence. By quietly removing negative self-talk, you create space for more positive and empowering inner dialogue. This shift helps you approach challenges with a stronger mindset, knowing that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Over time, this practice builds resilience and self-worth, transforming how you view yourself and your abilities. Toxic relationships are one of the biggest drains on your emotional and mental well-being. While it may be difficult to cut ties with certain people, especially if they've been in your life for a long time, quietly distancing yourself from toxic influences is crucial for your growth. These relationships often involve manipulation, negativity, or constant drama that keeps you stuck in an unhealthy cycle. By setting boundaries and gradually stepping back, you protect your mental space and make room for more uplifting and supportive connections. This quiet removal isn't about confrontation, but about choosing your well-being over toxicity. Constant comparison to others is a silent thief of joy and self-contentment. With social media and external pressures, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel. But comparison never tells the full story and often leaves you feeling inadequate. By quietly eliminating the habit of comparison, you free yourself from the need for external validation. This shift allows you to focus on your unique journey, appreciating your progress and achievements without the burden of competing with others. This practice brings peace and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Overindulgence in social media and digital distractions is another area that often goes unnoticed, but takes a toll on your time and attention. Hours spent scrolling through endless feeds or consuming mindless content don't add value to your life. Quietly reducing your digital consumption frees up mental energy and time for more meaningful activities. Whether it's reading, working on personal projects, or simply being present in the moment, reducing these distractions helps you regain control over your focus. It's about creating intentional boundaries with technology so it serves you rather than controls you. Clutter, both physical and mental, has a way of sneaking into your life and weighing you down. The more clutter you accumulate, the harder it becomes to think clearly and act decisively. By quietly eliminating unnecessary items from your living and workspaces, you create a more organized and peaceful environment. This physical decluttering often leads to mental clarity as well, helping you approach tasks with a fresh perspective. It's about simplifying your surroundings so that they support, rather than hinder, your ability to focus and thrive. Procrastination is another silent habit that needs to be addressed. It creeps into your routine, often disguised as harmless delay, but it steals your productivity and creates unnecessary stress. By quietly removing procrastination from your life, you develop the discipline to take action even when it feels uncomfortable. This practice doesn't mean you'll never feel the urge to procrastinate, but it helps you recognize when you're delaying unnecessarily and gently pushes you toward action. Over time, this habit shift improves your efficiency and helps you accomplish more with less stress. Perfectionism is a subtle but destructive mindset that often prevents you from completing tasks or taking risks. The need for everything to be flawless can paralyze progress and keep you stuck in endless cycles of revision and doubt. By quietly letting go of perfectionism, you allow yourself to move forward, embracing the idea that done is better than perfect. This mindset shift encourages action and learning from mistakes rather than being immobilized by fear of imperfection. Letting go of perfectionism frees you to achieve more and enjoy the process without the weight of unrealistic expectations. Fear of failure is another quiet saboteur of progress. It often lurks in the background, holding you back from pursuing opportunities or taking bold steps. By eliminating this fear, or at least reducing its power over you, you create the freedom to explore new possibilities without being paralyzed by what might go wrong. Failure is an inevitable part of growth, and by reframing it as a learning opportunity rather than something to avoid at all costs, you build resilience and courage. This quiet shift in mindset opens doors to experiences and achievements you might have otherwise missed. Overthinking is a common habit that drains your mental energy and keeps you stuck in indecision. When you constantly analyze and reanalyze every detail, you become trapped in a loop of inaction. Quietly removing the tendency to overthink helps you develop a more balanced approach to decision-making. It encourages you to trust your intuition and take action rather than getting lost in endless contemplation. By cutting down on overthinking, you free up mental space for creativity and problem-solving, allowing you to move forward with greater confidence and clarity. People-pleasing is another subtle habit that often leads to burnout and resentment. When you constantly put others' needs and expectations above your own, you lose sight of your own priorities and well-being. By quietly eliminating the need to please everyone, you reclaim your time and energy for the things that truly matter to you. This doesn't mean being selfish, but it does mean setting healthy boundaries and prioritizing your own goals and values. Over time, this shift helps you build stronger, more authentic relationships based on mutual respect rather than one-sided expectations. Self-doubt is a quiet but persistent barrier to success. It creeps into your thoughts and convinces you that you're not good enough or capable enough to achieve your goals. By quietly removing self-doubt, you create space for confidence and self-assurance to grow. This doesn't mean you'll never question yourself, but it means you'll stop letting those doubts dictate your actions. Instead of allowing self-doubt to hold you back, you learn to push through it, trusting that you have the skills and resilience to handle whatever comes your way. Mindless multitasking is another habit that dilutes your focus and reduces your efficiency. While it might feel productive to juggle multiple tasks at once, research shows that multitasking actually reduces your ability to perform each task effectively. By quietly eliminating multitasking, you allow yourself to focus fully on one task at a time, which leads to higher quality work and greater satisfaction. This shift in approach helps you become more present and engaged in each moment, improving both your productivity and your overall sense of accomplishment. Unhealthy coping mechanisms, whether it's overeating, excessive drinking, or other harmful habits, often serve as distractions from deeper emotional or mental struggles. These habits provide temporary relief, but ultimately do more harm than good. By quietly eliminating unhealthy coping mechanisms, you create space for more positive and constructive ways to deal with stress and challenges. This might involve developing healthier routines, such as exercise, meditation, or journaling, that provide long-term benefits rather than short-term fixes. Over time, this shift improves both your physical and mental well-being. Living in the past is another silent habit that can keep you stuck. Constantly revisiting old mistakes, regrets, or missed opportunities prevents you from fully engaging with the present. By quietly letting go of the past, you free yourself to focus on the here and now. This doesn't mean forgetting the lessons learned from past experiences, but it does mean releasing the emotional baggage that comes with dwelling on what can't be changed. Letting go of the past opens the door to new possibilities and allows you to approach life with a fresh perspective. Impulse spending is another subtle habit that can drain your resources and create unnecessary stress. It's easy to justify small purchases in the moment, but over time, they can add up and leave you feeling financially strained. By quietly eliminating impulse spending, you regain control over your finances and create more space for intentional and mindful purchases. This practice not only improves your financial well-being, but also reduces the clutter and excess in your life, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. Neglecting self-care is a common habit that often goes unnoticed until burnout sets in. When you're constantly focused on external responsibilities and demands, it's easy to put your own well-being on the back burner. By quietly eliminating the habit of neglecting self-care, you prioritize your health and mental well-being. This might involve setting aside time for rest, exercise, or activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Prioritizing self-care helps you maintain balance and ensures that you have the energy and resilience to handle life's challenges. Judgment, whether directed at yourself or others, is a quiet but corrosive habit that can create unnecessary stress and negativity. Constantly judging yourself harshly or criticizing others keeps you in a state of dissatisfaction. By quietly eliminating judgment, you cultivate a more compassionate and understanding mindset. This doesn't mean ignoring mistakes or flaws, but it does mean approaching them with kindness and a willingness to learn rather than harsh criticism. Eliminating judgment helps you build stronger relationships and fosters a more positive and supportive inner dialogue. Unrealistic expectations, whether placed on yourself or others, are a quiet source of frustration and disappointment. When you constantly expect perfection or instant results, you set yourself up for failure. By quietly removing unrealistic expectations, you allow yourself to approach life with more patience and flexibility. This shift helps you appreciate progress and small wins rather than being fixated on an unattainable ideal. Over time, this practice brings more peace and satisfaction as you learn to embrace the journey rather than constantly striving for a perfect destination. The habit of avoiding difficult conversations is another subtle behavior that can create long-term problems. While it might feel easier in the moment to avoid confrontation or uncomfortable discussions, this often leads to unresolved issues and misunderstandings. By quietly eliminating the habit of avoidance, you develop the courage to address conflicts and concerns head-on. This doesn't mean being confrontational, but it does mean approaching difficult conversations with honesty and empathy. Addressing issues early on prevents them from festering and helps build stronger, more transparent relationships. The need for external validation is a quiet yet powerful habit that can keep you from fully embracing your own worth and capabilities. When you constantly seek approval from others, you give away your power and self-esteem. By quietly eliminating the need for external validation, you reclaim your confidence and sense of self. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback, but it does mean trusting your own judgment and worth without relying on others to affirm it. This shift helps you build a more authentic and empowered life, where your decisions and actions are guided by your own values rather than the opinions of others. Having quietly eliminated what no longer serves you, the next step is to cultivate the calm and clarity needed to navigate life with purpose and wisdom. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers timeless lessons on how to stay grounded and composed in a chaotic world. Stoicism is not just about enduring hardships, but learning how to rise above them with a calm mind and a focused heart. It teaches that the way to serenity is through understanding what is within your control and what is not. These lessons, when internalized, help you respond to life's challenges with grace and resilience, rather than being swept away by emotions or external circumstances. One of the core lessons of Stoicism is to focus only on what you can control. The world will throw all kinds of obstacles in your path, but trying to change things outside your control only leads to frustration. Instead, Stoicism teaches you to direct your energy toward your own actions, thoughts, and attitudes. By mastering your internal world, you maintain peace, regardless of what happens externally. This shift in focus reduces stress and gives you the mental space to approach challenges with a clearer mind, knowing that your true power lies in how you respond, not in controlling the uncontrollable. Acceptance is another key teaching in Stoicism. It's about coming to terms with the reality of situations rather than resisting them. Resisting what is outside your control causes unnecessary suffering. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity, but rather acknowledging what is and then deciding how best to act within that reality. By accepting things as they are, you conserve your energy for what you can influence. This practice brings a deep sense of calm, as you no longer waste time wishing things were different, but instead focus on how to make the best of what is in front of you. Stoicism teaches the importance of emotional regulation. While emotions are a natural part of being human, allowing them to control your actions can lead to regret. The Stoic approach is not to suppress emotions, but to observe them without being carried away. When you can recognize your emotions and pause before reacting, you gain the ability to choose your response thoughtfully. This practice builds emotional resilience and helps you navigate difficult situations without letting anger, fear, or frustration dictate your actions. Over time, emotional regulation becomes a source of strength, allowing you to maintain calm even in the face of adversity. Another important Stoic lesson is to embrace discomfort as a path to growth. Life will always present challenges, but Stoicism teaches that discomfort is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. It is through discomfort that growth happens. Whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, facing discomfort builds resilience and prepares you for future difficulties. By stepping into discomfort rather than avoiding it, you become stronger and more capable. This mindset helps you see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to become better. Gratitude is also a central Stoic principle. It teaches you to focus on what you have rather than what you lack. In a world that constantly encourages you to want more, Stoicism reminds you that contentment comes from appreciating what is already present in your life. By practicing gratitude daily, you shift your perspective from scarcity to abundance. This practice not only brings more peace, but also reduces the desire for external validation or material possessions. Gratitude creates a sense of fulfillment, making it easier to stay calm and content even when external circumstances are not perfect. Another lesson from Stoicism is the impermanence of all things. Nothing lasts forever, whether it's joy, pain, success, or failure. By embracing this truth, you learn not to cling to the highs or dread the lows. This acceptance of life's constant flux allows you to navigate both good and bad times with equanimity. Instead of being swept up in temporary emotions, you learn to maintain a steady state of mind, knowing that everything is temporary. This perspective helps you stay grounded in both moments of triumph and moments of challenge, as you understand that both will pass. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of rational thinking. It teaches that in moments of stress or difficulty, logic and reason should guide your actions, not impulsive reactions. By pausing to assess situations rationally, you gain clarity on the best course of action. This practice helps you make better decisions and avoid being overwhelmed by emotional responses. Rational thinking anchors you in reality, allowing you to see things as they truly are, rather than through the lens of fear, anger, or anxiety. This clarity brings a deep sense of calm as you trust your ability to handle whatever comes your way with reason and wisdom. Detachment is another key lesson in Stoic philosophy. Detachment doesn't mean indifference, but rather the ability to step back from outcomes and not tie your happiness to them. By detaching from the need for specific results, you free yourself from the anxiety that often accompanies uncertainty. Instead, Stoicism teaches you to focus on the process and trust that the outcomes will unfold as they should. This detachment reduces stress and helps you remain calm in the face of uncertainty, knowing that your worth and peace of mind are not dependent on external results. Stoicism also teaches the value of humility. Recognizing that you don't have all the answers and that there's always room for growth keeps you grounded. Humility opens the door to continuous learning and improvement, as you are not tied to the need to be right or perfect. This mindset fosters a calm acceptance of your limitations while also motivating you to keep striving for better. Humility brings peace because it removes the pressure of having to know everything or be everything to everyone. It allows you to approach life with curiosity rather than ego. Another powerful Stoic lesson is the practice of mindfulness, being fully present in the moment. Much of anxiety and stress comes from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Stoicism encourages you to bring your attention back to the present, where you have the most control. By focusing on what is happening right now, you free yourself from the mental burden of what-ifs and regrets. This practice helps you stay grounded and calm as you concentrate on the task at hand, rather than being overwhelmed by things that are beyond your control. The Stoics also valued community and the understanding that we are all interconnected. While Stoicism teaches self-reliance, it also emphasizes the importance of contributing to the well-being of others. By recognizing that your actions affect those around you, you cultivate a sense of responsibility and purpose. This understanding fosters compassion and reduces conflict as you learn to approach others with empathy and understanding. Knowing that we are all part of a larger whole brings a sense of calm, as it reminds you that you are not alone in your struggles or triumphs. Stoicism teaches the art of letting go. Holding on to past grievances, regrets, or desires only creates emotional turmoil. The ability to let go of what you cannot change is a powerful act of freedom. By releasing what no longer serves you, whether it's a past mistake, a lost opportunity, or an unmet expectation, you create space for peace and contentment. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or ignoring, but accepting and moving forward without carrying the weight of the past. This practice brings a profound sense of calm and allows you to approach life with openness and curiosity rather than fear or regret. As you absorb the wisdom of Stoicism and learn how to cultivate calm, there is another powerful aspect of Stoic philosophy that deals with how to confront those who may oppose you, your enemies, adversaries, or anyone who seeks to undermine your peace. The Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, taught that true strength lies not in engaging in open conflict, but in mastering yourself and your reactions in ways that disarm your enemies without ever fighting them. Through inner strength, discipline, and control, you can neutralize any hostility directed your way. This approach to handling enemies doesn't involve aggression, but wisdom, self-restraint, and composure that ultimately leads to a victory far more meaningful than any physical confrontation. The first way to defeat an enemy without fighting them is by refusing to react to their provocations. When someone tries to pull you into conflict, their power comes from your reaction. By staying calm, not responding with anger or frustration, you disarm them completely. Their attempts to unsettle you fall flat, as they are met with silence and indifference. This Stoic approach not only preserves your peace, but also leaves your enemy powerless, as they realize they cannot manipulate or disturb your emotional state. By maintaining your composure, you win the battle without even stepping onto the field. Another method is to focus on improving yourself rather than engaging in conflict. When faced with opposition, many are tempted to retaliate or defend themselves aggressively. However, Stoicism teaches that the best response to an enemy is to focus inward and become better, stronger, and more skilled. Self-improvement becomes your quiet form of victory. Your progress and achievements will speak louder than any argument. And in time, those who sought to harm you will realize they cannot bring you down. This silent triumph is far more powerful than any direct confrontation. Empathy is a tool that the Stoics use to understand and dismantle their enemies. Often, those who seek to harm others are driven by their own pain, insecurity, or misunderstanding. By recognizing this, you can approach your enemies not with hatred, but with compassion. When you respond to hostility with understanding and empathy, it confuses those who expect you to retaliate with anger. This Stoic method not only disarms them, but also shows you the true nature of their actions, allowing you to rise above the conflict and maintain your inner peace. Forgiveness is another powerful weapon that Stoicism offers. Holding on to grudges or seeking revenge only serves to keep you emotionally tied to those who have wronged you. By quietly forgiving your enemies, you free yourself from the negative energy that conflict brings. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or allowing others to harm you again, but it means choosing not to let their actions control your emotions. This inner liberation weakens the hold your enemies have over you, as they no longer have the power to disturb your peace. Leading by example is another effective way to neutralize an enemy. When faced with opposition, rather than engaging in direct conflict, Stoicism teaches that the best response is to act with integrity, kindness, and strength. When others see that you are unshaken by adversity and continue to live by your principles, it challenges their assumptions and often causes them to reconsider their actions. Your consistent example of calmness and virtue stands as a quiet but powerful rebuke to those who seek to harm you, proving that you cannot be easily defeated. Another Stoic strategy is to stay focused on your purpose. Enemies often seek to distract you from your goals or throw obstacles in your path to derail your progress. By maintaining unwavering focus on your purpose, you deny them the satisfaction of disrupting your journey. No matter what is said or done, you keep your eyes on the larger picture, knowing that your work and your values are more important than any petty conflict. This persistence weakens your enemies, as they see that their efforts to disrupt you are futile. Embracing humility is another Stoic lesson that can help disarm your enemies. Pride often leads to unnecessary conflicts, as people feel the need to defend their reputation or status. However, when you practice humility, you are less concerned with how others perceive you, and therefore less likely to be drawn into arguments or disputes. By letting go of the need to prove yourself, you rise above the fray. This humility becomes a quiet strength that others cannot easily challenge, as you are not playing the same ego-driven game they are. Choosing silence over retaliation is another tactic that the Stoics valued. When someone speaks ill of you or tries to provoke you into an argument, the most powerful response can sometimes be no response at all. Silence not only prevents you from saying something in the heat of the moment that you might later regret, but it also sends a message that you are above the pettiness of the conflict. Your silence speaks volumes, showing that you are in control of yourself and not easily swayed by the negativity of others. Another way to defeat an enemy without fighting is through patience. Many conflicts escalate because people are eager to react quickly and decisively. However, by practicing patience, you allow time to reveal the truth and let emotions settle. Often, situations that seem urgent in the moment lose their intensity with time. By waiting and observing, you gain the advantage of clarity and perspective. Your enemies may act impulsively, but your patience gives you the upper hand, allowing you to choose the right course of action at the right time. Setting boundaries is another crucial lesson in Stoicism. While forgiveness and empathy are important, they do not mean allowing others to repeatedly cross your boundaries or harm you. By clearly defining what is and isn't acceptable in your interactions, you protect yourself without needing to engage in conflict. These boundaries are a quiet form of defense, showing others that while you may not fight them directly, you will not allow them to invade your personal space or disrupt your peace. Letting go of the need to be right is another strategy that disarms an enemy. In many conflicts, the desire to prove oneself right fuels the argument, prolonging tension. However, Stoicism teaches that being right is often less important than maintaining peace. By releasing the need to win every argument, you free yourself from unnecessary conflict. When your enemies see that you are not invested in proving them wrong, they lose the fuel that keeps the conflict going. This approach allows you to preserve your peace and dignity without compromising your values. Focusing on long-term goals rather than immediate victories is another powerful Stoic method. Often, enemies engage in conflict to gain short-term satisfaction, but Stoicism teaches that true victory comes from staying focused on your larger purpose. When you prioritize your long-term goals, the small battles that others try to provoke you into seem insignificant, By keeping your eyes on the bigger picture, you rise above the immediate conflict and continue moving toward your ultimate objectives. This quiet persistence weakens your enemies as they realize they cannot derail your progress. One of the most disarming things you can do is to live well. The Stoics believed that the best revenge is living a life of virtue and fulfillment. When your enemies see that their attempts to harm or disrupt you have no impact on your happiness or success, it takes away their power. Living well, cultivating meaningful relationships, pursuing your passions, and staying true to your values is the ultimate way to show your enemies that they cannot touch you. This quiet form of victory is not about triumphing over others, but about thriving in spite of them. Self-discipline is another way to defeat an enemy without engaging in conflict. By mastering your impulses, emotions, and reactions, you make yourself impervious to the provocations of others. Stoicism teaches that the true battle is within, and once you've mastered yourself, external conflicts lose their power over you. When you respond with calm, thoughtful action rather than reactive emotion, your enemies are left without a way to control or manipulate you. This internal mastery is the foundation of Stoic strength. Gratitude can also be a powerful weapon in neutralizing an enemy. When you focus on what you have and are thankful for, the actions of others have less power to disturb your peace. Gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, making it harder for negativity to take root. When your enemies see that their actions cannot shake your inner contentment, they lose the ability to harm you. Gratitude helps you stay centered in what truly matters, protecting you from the destructive influence of others. Another way to defeat an enemy without engaging is by refusing to gossip or speak ill of others. Stoicism teaches that engaging in negative talk about others only drags you into the conflict and spreads negativity. By choosing not to participate in gossip, you remove yourself from the cycle of hostility. This decision to focus on your own actions and integrity rather than tearing others down quietly disarms those who would seek to involve you in conflict. It also builds your reputation as someone who rises above petty disputes. Understanding that your enemy is often their own worst enemy is another profound Stoic insight. Many times, those who seek to harm others are driven by internal struggles, fear, insecurity, jealousy, that ultimately undermine their own happiness. By recognizing this, you can approach them with compassion rather than hostility. This doesn't mean condoning their actions, but it does mean understanding that their attempts to hurt you are often a reflection of their own inner turmoil. When you see them through this lens, it becomes easier to rise above the conflict and maintain your peace. Taking control of your own narrative is another way to disarm an enemy. Often, conflicts arise because people feel misunderstood or misrepresented. By taking control of how you present yourself through your actions, words, and choices, you can shift the narrative in your favor. When you live with integrity and align your actions with your values, you show the world who you truly are, making it harder for others to distort or attack your character. This quiet strength in living authentically leaves little room for enemies to gain traction in their attempts to undermine you. Another Stoic strategy is to focus on what is necessary rather than what is desired. In conflicts, people often get caught up in wanting to win or prove a point, but Stoicism teaches that it is more important to focus on what is necessary for peace and progress. By letting go of unnecessary desires, you free yourself from the emotional weight of conflict. This focus on necessity over desire keeps you grounded in what truly matters, reducing the power that enemies have to pull you into unnecessary battles. Recognizing the impermanence of all things helps you neutralize conflict. Stoicism teaches that everything in life, including conflicts and enemies, is temporary. When you accept that nothing lasts forever, you are less likely to be consumed by the need to fight or win in the moment. This perspective helps you maintain calm, knowing that time will often resolve conflicts without your involvement. By focusing on what is within your control and letting go of the rest, you defeat your enemies not through force, but through wisdom and patience. As we explored the Stoic ways to handle enemies without engaging in direct conflict, a deeper awareness arises, one that teaches us to recognize the subtler threats in our lives, envy and falsehood. These can often hide behind smiles and friendly gestures, making them harder to detect, yet their presence can be deeply corrosive if left unchecked. Stoicism provides powerful insights into recognizing and responding to envy and dishonesty, helping you protect your peace and maintain your integrity. Learning how to spot envy and falsehood in others allows you to guard against these negative influences before they take root in your life. One of the clearest signs of envy is a lack of genuine support when you succeed. While some people will genuinely celebrate your victories, others may feel threatened by them, even if they outwardly appear to be happy for you. They might offer half-hearted congratulations or quickly change the subject when you share good news. This subtle behavior often reveals underlying envy, as they struggle to reconcile your success with their own feelings of inadequacy. Recognizing this helps you avoid the trap of relying on their validation, keeping your focus on those who truly support your growth. Another way to detect envy is through constant comparison. People who are envious often make subtle or overt attempts to compare themselves to you, trying to downplay your achievements or highlight their own in contrast. They may frequently point out areas where they believe they are superior or attempt to diminish your accomplishments by bringing attention to flaws or mistakes. This behavior stems from their own insecurities and a need to feel better about themselves at your expense. By recognizing this pattern, you can distance yourself from their negativity and avoid getting drawn into unnecessary competition. A person's inability to be happy for others without immediately thinking of their own situation is another indicator of envy. When someone cannot celebrate another's success without referencing their own life, it reveals a mindset rooted in scarcity. They feel that your gain is somehow their loss. Stoicism teaches that there is enough abundance in life for everyone, but an envious person struggles to see that. By identifying this trait in others, you become aware of their internal struggles and can protect yourself from being affected by their negative outlook. Falsehood often reveals itself through inconsistencies in words and actions. Someone who says one thing but does another is likely not being truthful, either with themselves or with you. Stoicism teaches that integrity and consistency are key to living a virtuous life. When you notice that a person's actions do not align with their words, it's a clear sign that falsehood may be at play. This awareness allows you to remain cautious, ensuring that you don't place trust in someone who is not being honest or transparent. Another form of falsehood manifests in excessive flattery. While compliments are a normal part of social interactions, false praise often goes beyond what feels genuine. People who use excessive flattery may be trying to manipulate or deceive you, masking their true intentions behind kind words. Stoicism encourages you to stay grounded in your own sense of worth, so you aren't swayed by false praise. Recognizing when someone's words seem insincere helps you maintain clear judgment and avoid being influenced by those who may not have your best interests at heart. Envy can also be identified by subtle sabotage. Sometimes, envious individuals may not openly confront you, but will quietly undermine your efforts behind the scenes. They might withhold important information, offer poor advice, or create obstacles in your path, all while maintaining a facade of support. Stoicism teaches you to remain vigilant and aware of the intentions of those around you. By recognizing these subtle forms of sabotage, you protect yourself from being caught off guard and ensure that your progress remains steady. When someone frequently brings up your past mistakes or failures, it's often a sign of envy. They may remind you of times when you struggled or fell short, not to help you grow, but to diminish your current success. Stoicism teaches the importance of learning from the past, but not being defined by it. When others try to keep you tied to your past failures, it reveals their discomfort with your present growth. By recognizing this behavior, you can choose to rise above it and focus on your ongoing journey of self-improvement. Dishonesty also shows itself in exaggeration. People who are not truthful often inflate their own achievements or experiences in order to appear more impressive than they truly are. This need to exaggerate stems from insecurity and a lack of self-acceptance. Stoicism encourages honesty and humility, recognizing that there is no need to pretend to be more than you are. When you observe others consistently overstating their accomplishments, it's a sign that they are not being authentic. This awareness helps you maintain a balanced perspective and avoid being misled by their false claims. Another way to spot falsehood is through a lack of accountability. People who are dishonest often avoid taking responsibility for their actions, shifting blame onto others when things go wrong. This refusal to be accountable reveals a deeper fear of facing the truth. Stoicism teaches that personal responsibility is key to growth and integrity. When you see someone consistently dodging accountability, it's a clear indication that they may not be trustworthy. Recognizing this trait helps you set boundaries and ensure that you don't become entangled in their deceptions. Envy can also appear as constant criticism. While constructive feedback is valuable, envious individuals often criticize in a way that feels more like an attack than an effort to help you improve. Their critiques may focus on trivial matters or be delivered in a way that undermines your confidence. Stoicism encourages you to discern between helpful feedback and harmful criticism. By recognizing when criticism is rooted in envy, you can protect your self-esteem and avoid letting their words affect your progress. Falsehood can also be recognized in a person's lack of transparency. People who are dishonest often withhold information or provide vague responses when asked direct questions. This lack of clarity is a way to avoid revealing their true intentions or actions. Stoicism values clear and honest communication as essential to building trust and maintaining healthy relationships. When you notice someone being evasive or withholding key details, it's a sign that they may not be acting in good faith. This awareness helps you approach the situation with caution and protect your own interests. Another way to identify envy is through possessiveness. Envious individuals often struggle to share the spotlight or allow others to receive recognition. They may become territorial over ideas, projects, or relationships, fearing that someone else's success will overshadow their own. This possessiveness reveals their insecurity and lack of confidence in their own abilities. Stoicism teaches the importance of collaboration and shared success, recognizing that the achievements of others do not diminish your own. By recognizing possessiveness in others, you can navigate these relationships with greater awareness and avoid unnecessary conflict. Dishonesty is also revealed in shifting stories. When a person's version of events constantly changes depending on the situation or who they are speaking to, it's a clear sign of falsehood. This inconsistency suggests that they are not being truthful, either to you or to themselves. Stoicism teaches the value of consistency in words and actions, as it reflects integrity and reliability. When you notice someone frequently changing their narrative, it's a sign that they may be hiding something. Recognizing this pattern helps you maintain a clear perspective and avoid being caught in their web of deception. Envy can also be detected through indirect competition. Some people may not openly challenge you, but they will find subtle ways to compete, whether it's through one-upping your stories or constantly comparing themselves to you. This behavior stems from a desire to prove their worth in relation to you. Stoicism teaches that the only competition that matters is the one with yourself, striving to be better than you were yesterday. Recognizing indirect competition helps you avoid getting drawn into a game that ultimately distracts from your own growth and well-being. Another form of falsehood is selective honesty. Some individuals may share parts of the truth while omitting key details that would change the full picture. This manipulation of information is a subtle form of dishonesty that can be difficult to detect. Stoicism encourages complete honesty, understanding that half-truths are still falsehoods. When you notice that someone is consistently leaving out important details, it's a sign that they may not be fully transparent. This awareness helps you make more informed decisions and avoid being misled by incomplete information. Envy is also revealed in a person's inability to give credit where it's due. Envious individuals often struggle to acknowledge the contributions or achievements of others, preferring to take credit for themselves or downplay the success of those around them. This refusal to give recognition stems from their own insecurities and fear of being overshadowed. Stoicism teaches the importance of acknowledging and celebrating the successes of others, as it fosters a sense of community and shared growth. By recognizing this lack of generosity in others, you protect yourself from their negative energy and continue to support those who uplift you. Falsehood can also be detected through overcompensation. People who are not truthful often go to great lengths to appear trustworthy, offering unnecessary details or going out of their way to prove their honesty. This overcompensation is a red flag that they may be hiding something. Stoicism teaches that true honesty requires no such embellishment, as integrity speaks for itself. When you notice someone making an exaggerated effort to convince you of their trustworthiness, it's a sign that they may be covering up the truth. Recognizing this behavior helps you maintain a healthy skepticism and avoid being manipulated. Another way to spot envy is through exclusion. Envious individuals may try to exclude you from certain conversations, opportunities, or social circles, fearing that your presence will outshine theirs. This exclusion is a way for them to maintain control and protect their fragile sense of self-worth. Stoicism teaches that your value is not determined by the acceptance or rejection of others. When you recognize exclusion as a sign of envy, you can rise above it, knowing that your worth is not diminished by their attempts to sideline you. Falsehood can also manifest in inconsistency with values. People who are dishonest often shift their moral or ethical stance depending on what benefits them in the moment. This lack of a consistent value system reveals that they are more concerned with personal gain than with integrity. Stoicism teaches the importance of living by a set of principles that guide your actions, regardless of external circumstances. When you observe someone constantly changing their values to suit the situation, it's a sign that they may not be acting in good faith. This awareness helps you remain true to your own values and avoid being swayed by their shifting priorities. Envy can be recognized through passive-aggressive behavior. Envious individuals may not confront you directly, but will express their resentment through subtle jabs, backhanded compliments, or sarcastic remarks. This passive-aggressive behavior reveals their discomfort with your success, but allows them to avoid open confrontation. Stoicism teaches the importance of addressing issues directly and with honesty, rather than allowing resentment to fester. When you recognize passive aggressiveness as a sign of envy, you can choose to address it calmly and assertively, protecting your peace while refusing to engage in toxic behavior. Having explored the ways to recognize envy and falsehood in others, we now turn to a deeper Stoic insight: the types of people you should avoid. In life, the company you keep can shape your character, influence your decisions, and affect your mental state. Stoicism teaches that certain personalities or behaviors can disrupt your peace, derail your goals, and lead you away from the path of virtue. It's not about harsh judgment, but about protecting your well-being and surrounding yourself with people who align with your values. Learning to identify and distance yourself from these negative influences is essential for preserving your inner calm and staying true to your purpose. One type of person the Stoics caution against is the chronic complainer. Constantly focusing on what's wrong, these individuals seem to find fault in every situation, draining the energy of those around them. Their negativity can easily seep into your own mindset, clouding your ability to see the positives in life. By avoiding these individuals, you protect your own mental clarity and ensure that your focus remains on solutions rather than problems. Their constant dissatisfaction with life often reflects a deeper unwillingness to take responsibility for their own happiness. Another type of person to avoid is the manipulator. These individuals use deception, guilt, or charm to get what they want, often at the expense of others. Their behavior can be subtle, but their intentions are self-serving, driven by personal gain. Stoicism teaches the importance of integrity and honesty, and allowing yourself to be caught in the web of a manipulator can lead to a loss of both. By recognizing manipulation early on, you can maintain your boundaries and refuse to engage in relationships where power dynamics are skewed. Protecting your integrity means distancing yourself from those who seek to undermine it. The arrogant individual is another personality the Stoics advise avoiding. Arrogance comes from an inflated sense of self-worth, often masking deep insecurities. People who carry this trait tend to dismiss others, belittling their contributions and insights. Engaging with arrogant people can leave you feeling small or insignificant, but Stoicism reminds you that your value is not determined by others' opinions. By avoiding arrogance in others, you ensure that your growth is nurtured by humility, both in yourself and in the company you keep. Humility allows for genuine learning and growth, while arrogance only leads to stagnation. People who thrive on drama are also best avoided. These individuals seem to create or attract chaos wherever they go, often pulling others into their emotional storms. Drama distracts from what is truly important and pulls your focus away from peaceful, purposeful living. Stoicism emphasizes the need for inner tranquility, which is nearly impossible to maintain in the presence of constant upheaval. Distancing yourself from those who feed on conflict and drama allows you to preserve your emotional energy for more meaningful pursuits. The calm you cultivate in their absence becomes a foundation for deeper focus and clarity. Another group to be wary of are those who lack accountability. These individuals never take responsibility for their actions, always finding someone or something else to blame. Being around people who refuse to acknowledge their role in problems can lead to frustration and hinder progress. Stoicism teaches that personal responsibility is key to growth and wisdom. By avoiding people who shirk accountability, you protect yourself from being dragged into their cycles of blame and victimhood. Surrounding yourself with those who take ownership of their actions fosters an environment of accountability, helping everyone involved to grow. The flatterer is another personality the Stoics warn against. Excessive flattery may seem harmless, but it often hides manipulative intentions. People who flatter excessively are usually more interested in gaining your favor than offering genuine praise or feedback. Stoicism values honesty and sincerity, and being surrounded by people who only tell you what you want to hear can lead to self-deception. Recognizing and avoiding those who use flattery as a tool helps you stay grounded in reality, ensuring that your self-perception remains based on truth, not inflated praise. People who constantly seek approval from others can also be detrimental to your growth. Their need for external validation often leads them to compromise their values and beliefs to fit in or please others. This behavior is contagious. Spending time with such individuals may cause you to question your own decisions and priorities. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-reliance and living according to your own values, not the expectations of others. By distancing yourself from those who live for approval, you strengthen your ability to stand firm in your beliefs and live authentically. Those who engage in gossip are another group the Stoics caution against. Gossip not only spreads negativity, but also distracts from meaningful conversations and personal growth. People who constantly talk about others, especially in a negative light, reveal their own insecurities and lack of purpose. Stoicism emphasizes focusing on what you can control, and gossip is often rooted in things that are beyond your control, the actions and lives of others. By avoiding gossipers, you preserve your mental energy for discussions that inspire and uplift, rather than degrade and divide. People driven by greed are also best kept at a distance. Greed blinds individuals to the true value of life, leading them to prioritize material wealth over relationships, personal growth, or integrity. Stoicism teaches that true wealth comes from contentment and wisdom, not possessions. Being around greedy individuals can shift your focus away from what truly matters, tempting you to chase external success at the cost of inner peace. By avoiding those consumed by greed, you protect yourself from the toxic influence of materialism and keep your attention on what brings lasting fulfillment. The deceitful person is another danger. People who lie or deceive others, whether for personal gain or simply out of habit, undermine trust in any relationship. Stoicism places a high value on truth and integrity, recognizing that deception weakens the bonds between individuals and leads to chaos. By avoiding those who cannot be trusted to speak or act truthfully, you safeguard your own integrity and build relationships based on mutual respect and honesty. Truth, in Stoic philosophy, is a cornerstone of a virtuous life. People who refuse to change or grow are also best avoided. These individuals often resist any form of self-improvement, preferring to remain stuck in their ways, even when those ways are harmful or limiting. Stoicism teaches that life is about continuous growth and learning, and being surrounded by those who refuse to evolve can hinder your own progress. By distancing yourself from those who are resistant to change, you create space for relationships that encourage mutual growth and development. The pursuit of wisdom requires an openness to new ideas and perspectives. Those who are constantly negative and pessimistic can drain your energy and darken your outlook. Stoicism encourages resilience and the ability to find meaning, even in hardship. People who only focus on the negative aspects of life often reinforce feelings of helplessness and despair, making it difficult to maintain a balanced perspective. By avoiding those who are chronically negative, you protect your own mental well-being and create room for more positive, constructive influences. Maintaining a hopeful outlook is essential for navigating life's challenges with grace and strength. People who are overly judgmental can also be harmful to your peace of mind. Stoicism teaches that judgment of others often stems from ignorance or insecurity. Being around people who constantly criticize or judge others creates an atmosphere of tension and mistrust. Their judgmental attitudes can lead you to second-guess yourself or feel inadequate. By distancing yourself from such individuals, You cultivate a more accepting and understanding mindset, both toward yourself and others. Judgment clouds perception, while acceptance brings clarity and calm. Those who are addicted to conflict should also be avoided. Some people seem to thrive on arguments and disputes, seeking out confrontation as a way to assert their dominance or feel powerful. Stoicism teaches that peace and inner tranquility are far more valuable than proving yourself in a conflict. By engaging with people who seek out drama, you risk being pulled into unnecessary fights that drain your energy and distract you from your goals. Avoiding conflict seekers helps you maintain a peaceful environment and focus on what truly matters. The overly competitive person can also disrupt your sense of balance. While healthy competition can drive growth, some individuals take competition to an unhealthy level, viewing every interaction as a chance to prove themselves superior. Stoicism teaches that life is not a race against others, but a journey towards self-improvement. Being around people who are constantly trying to outdo you can create unnecessary stress and lead to feelings of inadequacy. By avoiding those who turn everything into a competition, you protect your self-worth and focus on your own progress rather than getting caught up in comparison. Another type to avoid is the overly emotional person. While emotions are a natural part of being human, Stoicism teaches the importance of emotional regulation and not allowing feelings to dictate actions. People who are constantly overwhelmed by their emotions often act impulsively, creating chaos in their own lives and in the lives of those around them. By distancing yourself from those who are ruled by their emotions, you maintain your own emotional balance and cultivate the Stoic ideal of calm and rational decision-making. People who live in the past can also be detrimental to your growth. Whether they are fixated on past successes or failures, these individuals struggle to move forward, often dragging others into their nostalgic or regretful mindset. Stoicism teaches the importance of living in the present and focusing on what can be done now, rather than dwelling on what has already passed. By avoiding those who are stuck in the past, you free yourself to focus on the present moment and the possibilities it holds. Growth happens in the now, not in reliving what is already gone. The indecisive person is another type to be wary of. People who cannot make decisions often create confusion and uncertainty for those around them. Stoicism teaches the importance of clarity and decisiveness in action. When you are constantly surrounded by indecision, it can paralyze your own ability to move forward. By distancing yourself from those who struggle with making clear choices, you create a space where purposeful action and progress are possible. Confidence in decision-making is key to achieving your goals and maintaining peace of mind. The person who lacks empathy should be avoided. Stoicism emphasizes the interconnectedness of all people and the importance of compassion and understanding in human relationships. People who lack empathy often fail to consider the impact of their actions on others, leading to harm and disconnection. By avoiding those who are indifferent to the feelings and needs of others, you protect your own emotional well-being and cultivate relationships that are built on mutual respect and care. Empathy is a cornerstone of Stoic virtue, and surrounding yourself with empathetic individuals enriches your life. These types of people, when allowed too much influence in your life, can hinder your progress, sap your energy, and disrupt your peace. Stoicism teaches that while you cannot control others, you can choose who you allow into your inner circle. By recognizing and avoiding these negative influences, you create space for growth, wisdom, and tranquility, ensuring that your life is shaped by virtue and purpose rather than by the chaos of others. As you've seen through these Stoic rules, life's true wealth isn't found in what you accumulate, but in how wisely you spend your time. Every moment holds potential, and each decision can either pull you forward or hold you back. By mastering your daily routine, overcoming mental blocks, and reshaping how you view time, you can reclaim control over your life and stop wasting it on things that don't matter. The Stoic path offers clarity and purpose, helping you focus on what truly counts: your growth, your peace, and your progress. Now, it's time for you to take action. Which of these Stoic rules spoke to you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Your insights and thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear how you plan to apply these principles in your life. If you found value in these lessons, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content. This journey toward a more focused, purposeful life is just beginning, and I'm excited to continue it with you.